Fantastic. What do they do?
They're old style glasses that have a spring that attaches to your nose and look awesome, like Teddy Roosevelt glasses.
Radical.
Teddy Roosevelt glasses?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
All right.
He is my favorite president of all time.
He's the best president of all time.
Yeah, he is.
He's a pretty good one. Top 5.
Controversial. All right.
Oh, snap.
Anyway.
All right, I'm on.
All right. Kaylee's online. Everyone's online, and we're streaming. So.
Yay!
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Andrew's there.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. So you're being quiet.
Andrew does that sometimes. He's allowed to.
I got it.
No, she's gonna sulk.
Well, good.
no. Eric took Becky's sticky toy away, and now she's staring mournfully at it.
Well, that's what happens.
Yep.
That's what she has to be responsible with a squeaky toy.
By the way, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, you have a secret room, and you also have a trapdoor leading from your main room into the secret room.
I was hoping. I was like, I saw my room,
Yeah.
and I saw the secret room. I was like, are they connected? Yes.
Yeah, they're connected by a trapdoor in the upper left corner.
And the bonds of friendship.
Well, yeah. And the door that leads to the hallway in the basement from the secret room is blocked and basically looks like just part of the wall. It's a secret door.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you.
Secret door.
Secret tunnel.
Kaylie, I had a suggestion since I'm taking the wondrous craft wondrous item feat. It is called Cauldron of Brewing.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it now, because I've been looking at a lot of items. Basically, it gives you an extra, like, I think 15 or so to craft checks when you use it to craft potions and stuff.
That's cool.
Potions. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I was like, sweet, this looks like just the thing. So I figure as soon as I find it, I'll link it and you can take a look at it. And if you like it, then I could probably make it.
That's pretty cool.
So a lot of you had a lot of.
Sorry, +5. Anyway, sorry.
You guys had a lot of you had a lot of fun trying to decide on items and stuff. Amanda decided she wants to take a crafting feat so that she can save money, help you guys save money, and also like make it so you don't have to rely on getting magical items from the magic stores, which is probably a good idea because they would fleece you. And I know this because I would be the one doing the fleecing.
I'm also tempted to go to the magic stores and be like, so if I make stuff, will you sell it for me? That's a possibility.
Have you ever played the game Reciteer?
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I love Reciteer.
My point is, even if you sold it to them, they probably would buy it not quite at retail price from you.
Yeah.
So that they could then sell it for a profit. It's like Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
I would love a D&D Universe Pawn Stars. Just saying. If anyone out there wants to make that, please do. I would watch the crap out of that.
That'd be amazing.
And what we got here are some sniper goggles, and I don't know. Anyway, I forgot my train of thought. Sorry. My point is, if you're going to be crafting the magic items, there is a bit of a process, and I do want to make that clear to everyone. Amanda probably already knows very well because she's probably been looking into it a lot lately. But I'm just going to tell everybody so that everyone knows exactly what's involved, because it's not as simple as just, all right, she makes the thing. Because it basically, the amount of time it takes is directly proportional to how expensive it is. For example, I believe there was a Jingasa of the Fortunate Soldier that Eric was interested in getting. And in order for him to make that, he would have to, or she would have to basically craft it over the course of 20 hours. She would have to craft it over the course of 20 hours with somebody who could cast the 2 spells required, which in this case would have been Novemma, and Eric. Basically, those guys together for 20 hours, crafting this. And then at the end of that, she would roll a DC 20 spellcraft check to see if it succeeds. If she fails by 5, and I would actually do this roll so that she wouldn't know.
And it would be funny.
If she failed by 5 or more, it becomes a cursed item. And there are rules in the system for cursed items. I tend to ignore the crap out of them because they're not nearly as much fun as they would be. Because I love cursed items that are just ironic reversals of whatever the item was supposed to be. For example, the Jingaso Fortune Soldier would make it so that if the wearer was attacked by a critical hit, they could ignore it. If it was a cursed item, I might decide that if he was hit by a critical fumble, it would turn into a critical hit.
See, that's another reason why I want to take this. You can have fun with it.
If by fun you mean terrible misadventures.
It'd be awesome. I love misadventures.
But yeah, that means that they could spend 20 hours and waste half of the price and material funds to make basically a crap version of what they were trying to make in the first place. So if your luck is bad, it can be a pain in the ass. Which is kind of why they aren't everywhere in the universe. If it were easy to make a magic item, everyone would have them all the time.
Yep.
So it is tricky and it's expensive and it's time consuming. But if you can do it and you can do it well, it's worth it and it saves you money in the long run.
And then, well, I bet I do have spellcraft. I believe.
Yeah, you do have good spellcraft. I mean, you're a sorceress, so you should have good spellcraft.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm double checking here because I'm paranoid that maybe it was something I ignored for no reason. No, it wasn't. I have decent spellcraft.
Yes.
It would still be I'm gonna fail on something and it's gonna be hilarious.
Objective number 1: craft something that increases your spellcraft. Bootstrap.
I was gonna make a hat of disguise.
Nope. Bootstrap.
And then be like, Pennington, you should wear this hat I made.
It's for the moment. Amanda is only taking. Amanda's only going to have craft wondrous item, right?
Yeah. It's just craft
Dodeka is
wondrous
gonna have
item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
For now.
So if you wanted to make a magic weapon or a rod or a staff, something along those lines, sorry, she can't do that yet. She might eventually. But
I'm in debate on what I'm gonna take. I know I'm gonna take craft rod and probably craft staff. But
rod is probably a good choice.
It really just depends on what we run into in game and what people need.
Yeah, I mean,
it takes a whole feat.
Yeah, I know, but you and Andrew in particular would benefit a lot from the craft rod.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm taking it.
Best friends.
Yeah, and I can't take that until level 9 anyway. So.
Okay. So then, the next order of business is Beartopia, which Caroline Caroline and Eric worked a little bit together last session to sort of get a rough plan, and Caroline mapped it out on MS Paint yesterday, and I transcribed it over to Roll20 so you guys could have it. If you guys want to have meetings or whatever in this location, discuss things. Now we have an actual physical location in mind, and we can do that.
We can
Praise.
Wow.
Yes.
I took a quick look over the map. Most of the things I wanted to address are taken care of, so Beartopia looks perfect to me.
Beautiful. All right.
If there's anything, also, I left the rooms unfurnished, so you guys can fill your rooms with whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, she did actually mark some furnishings and windows, obviously, but I just didn't get a chance to put them in yet.
Yeah.
I literally did this right before we started, so.
Pat.
Yes.
You know how in the D&D treasure tables for allotment of goods, there's, gold, gems, stuff like that. There's also two categories for works of art and furniture.
Uh-huh.
Is there any chance you will be rolling on those tables anytime soon, or will we have to purchase our own furniture?
The deck of many things does not hold itself responsible for furnishing the apartments that it gives you.
No, I mean not are we going to stumble across really tasteful armoires in our journey, or are we going to have to buy them?
Eric, I just We're just like in a dungeon and that's a very nice armoire.
I'm not sure.
Well,
It's
I
in
mean-
the random loot tables.
He's not wrong. And I mean, my point, I guess, I'm trying to get is, so far you've only gone into like crap heaps for your dungeons, really, except for the crypt. But I mean, you didn't really want to steal anything from that.
Dodeka didn't want anyone to steal from that. And yet
You
we
may-
technically did anyway.
You may, in the future, be able to come across various kinds of nice furniture and
Curbside
stuff.
furniture.
Transporting
I
it in
only-
and out might be a tricky business, but it's still something you can do.
Okay, I only inquire to see if you want to roll on the table or not.
Not yet, no. You wouldn't have found any yet, but in future dungeons, it is something that you could do.
Okay.
Certainly.
Dodeka probably has moved her furniture from her old room.
Moved out of her parents' house finally
Pretty
after all
much.
these years.
Pretty much.
100-year-old moving into the 100-year-old virgin.
I know, right?
It's all right.
Well, she is, but you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
And
You
elf years, elves are like,
know. Yeah, they don't care. That's perfectly reasonable at that age.
They're like, you're still young. You got like thousands of years left.
Not thousands.
Actually,
No, they're not that
How
old.
old are- How old are they?
Oh,
I forget.
Pat, how big is the bag of holding that we got off of a Thorin before?
Oh,
Because there's like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I think it was. I think it was the smallest size, but I'll have to double check. Let me actually find out now so that you know, because it might be important.
In case we decide to like put furniture inside of it.
Elves tend to live to being about.
Isn't it about like 350?
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, really? Huh. Oh, God. Dodeka's middle-aged.
No, she's
No.
you know she's reached adulthood.
She's in her 20s.
She can be at a quarter life crisis.
I guess. Yeah, I've had one of those. Goddamn stupid ones.
What? Okay. Why?
Just open it.
Okay.
You're what? Now!
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to show me something.
I want to eat things.
Food is important.
Wow.
Sorry, don't mind me looking all over the place. I'm cleaning off my
Oh,
desk
man.
since it's full of dust.
This is sealed tight.
Did
Got
you do it?
No.
Apparently the other one was easy.
Well, yeah. I imagine.
This is gonna be a delicious.
Yeah, put this away for now. I'm not going to be able to get that
Alright,
open.
whatever.
I'm sitting here watching you,
Okay.
and I was about to say, "Here, let me give it a try."
You know, I thought the same thing. It kind of like,
I'll
you know,
just
it'd be
put it
funny.
through the camera.
Yeah, I actually thought of that. It was like, it'd be really funny if they just held it up to the camera and we pretended and it opened.
All right. This is entertaining Twitch action right now, everybody.
It really is.
How will he open the jar of maple syrup?
I'm literally.
Can your heart stand another jar of maple syrup?
Find out next week if you open it.
All right. So, welcome to Beartopia. The picture included is not accurate, unfortunately.
Quite.
Not quite. You guys aren't right next to a giant waterfall. That would be rad, but unfortunately, no.
So
But
the bear
it was-
isn't vomiting water.
No, I'm afraid not. However, I do like the idea of it being somewhat bear-shaped.
Yes.
And it has a big bear stained glass window as...
Can it be spouting water?
What?
Can it be spouting water?
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
So it is vomiting water.
I guess so, yeah. Let's say it's vomiting water. Sure.
Can I describe it?
How did you fully describe it?
That it's on the edge of the water, but not actually in the water, and that
Considering
it
the
basically
lake isn't actually our property, we might want to.
water, but no dock.
I'm sorry, hold up. What, Eric?
I was about to say, considering the lake really isn't our property, we might not want to have it like on the
Yeah,
water.
Eric's saying because the lake isn't really your property, it might not be a good idea to have it on the lake.
But we put it next to the pond for that reason.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
I
I
mean-
remember that.
I can make it a part of the plot that you guys want that part of the pond,
Yeah.
and you guys are feuding with the Narcissima family
Yes.
to get it.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
we bought
God.
the real estate.
What?
You
You bought the land next to the pond. You didn't really buy the pond.
We didn't buy the pond, but we're on
Am I
the
talking
land.
loudly? Sorry, it's because of the headphones. I'll put one off so that I can have a better clue of how I'm doing. So, yes, thrilling adventure.
Adventure hour.
So let me say that I don't even. Why do I even have that? That doesn't actually listen to me. Okay, so as we left off last time, you guys had been here for a while, just a few weeks probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I said about how you guys have been doing business-wise, but not great. I mean,
I said we were doing good last time.
well, yeah, because everyone does good their first week, because it's like new place, grand opening. Everyone goes in and they check it out, and I mean, had good stuff, so it's people to check it out. But there is another bakery that's well established, with roots in the community, right across the street, and it's tough.
And we have a cursed plot.
And a lot of the people come by, you notice, just to sort of be like, hey, those are the guys that beat the Lich. They have a bakery now? And apparently they have a castle right next to the Narcissima mansion. These guys have balls. They don't buy your bread. They just want to see you. Sorry.
Should I say no gossiping unless you buy bread?
If you want to be a jerk and drive away customers, sure.
Oh.
We need to go out and do a marketing campaign.
I didn't know.
Have you
This is
to dress up like an apple and be
No,
like,
no,
come
no.
to the Apple Core Bakery?
No.
No. Start handing out tiny little samples and then be like, yeah, this is lich killing bread.
No.
All right. But we can worry about that later. For now, I'm just going to move you guys back to the overworld again.
Greyhawk City or the over?
Greyhawk City, just because, so you guys have a better feel of the place. So where we left off last time was one of the guests, a gnome, I've decided, retroactively, because I had no idea what I was doing when I did it last time. A female gnome, wearing a black cloak, walks in, looks around, and I can't remember exactly what she said at the end of last session. I forgot to play it.
I require the
assistance of the I require the assistance of the Apple Core, whatever. So yeah, we'll just pick up from there unless someone else wants to do something before we jump right into that.
I don't know if you wanted to if you were ready to role play out by making items thing.
Let's get the general overplot going first.
All right, cool.
That way we
No,
can
I
sort of
thought I'd
pepper
ask.
in we can pepper in side stuff once we have the main plot of this quest established. I mean,
Alright, cool.
you guys won't be in a huge hurry to get everything done,
All right.
but this way at least you have kind of that thread of a plot and a goal to be accomplished in the long run, so that everyone's not sort of like, all right, we're just fucking around, finding people and making items, and I mean that's fine. But as long as we have in the back of our minds, like, well, we're farting around making items, but we have to go do this other thing eventually. As long as there's this sense of urgency. Yeah, it's like Skyrim. It's like you can go do whatever the hell you want,
I'm
but
getting
as long as you
bored.
have that overarching thing in the background, it all has structure,
The soul-eating
It's been
dragon is
10
about to.
years. Why haven't you gotten the Horde of Argan Windcaller?
I think the reason why it was asked is because if you said that we'd been there for a few weeks, during that time we would have probably crafted the items. So unless we put it back in that time, so that way we're not delaying other things so we can craft our items.
Yeah. Well, also Dodeka I would say Dodeka would have used that time to sort of figure out how to make items.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I didn't know how you felt about giving me a mentor.
Yeah. I mean,
that.
I would say that for now, you probably have just spent enough time. Sort of, I would say that experience with taking the goggles from Septum and sort of taking the magical essence part of it and putting it into a different thing, sort of gave you a sort of a better understanding of how those things work. And maybe you
Yeah,
did
she
some
would
reading
probably
up
have
on it.
been. Yeah, she probably would have been interested.
So I would say, like, maybe once you got the Beartopia, you spent some time in the magic lab sort of experimenting. And so now you have a cursory knowledge of how crafting magic wondrous items works. At a certain point, we can get you, like, an actual, like, master so that you can actually start honing that ability more, and we can roleplay that out. But, I mean, just for this, I think your character would have had enough basic knowledge to sort of start figuring out how to do the whole crafting thing within a couple of weeks of just experimenting on her own. And then we can sort of do the whole mentor thing later on.
That's
okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
So basically, for those couple of weeks, you hear random explosions happening in the lab.
Oh dear.
Good times. So, yeah. As it happens, Gnome, Mysterious, walks in. Nuria's at the counter, I believe.
Yeah.
So, what do you say to that?
Can you repeat what the note
Sure.
says all together?
I believe I require the assistance of the Apple Corps for a certain job that I require doing.
Yes. Sami, can you watch the storefront for a little bit?
I suppose. She seems somewhat bored.
Thank you. Miss, she motions to get the name of the gnome.
Arasani, Brisa Arasani.
Arasani, then. I'll call you Aaron.
My first name is Brisa.
Brisa? Oh. Okay. Sorry.
It's all right. You're stressed.
Yeah, we're just,
Business hasn't been too great, has it?
well, it was, and now it's less so.
Yeah, well, it's always hard for new businesses, particularly in this location. Some say it's cursed.
Yes, I've heard that, but I don't particularly care much for curses.
Well, I suppose it's true so long as you can undo them.
Yes, well, in any case, if you require the assistance of the Apple Corps, we should go in the back to a place more appropriate for speaking about it.
Agreed. It would be inconvenient should certain little birdies hear our conversation.
Yes. Okay. Nuria escorts the gnome to there's like the front counter in the bakery area, and then through a door in the back there's the kitchen area, which is pretty open. And then there's 3 doors, one to the pantry, one to kind of like a cold box, and another one to an offshoot that's kind of like a sitting area, kind of office space.
Okay. Out of curiosity, would anyone else in the group want to regularly be working at the bakery? Or do you want to just let Nuria have the run of the place?
Ursa would try on like the second day because she thinks it sounds really fun. And she would set a small fire in the back, and then Nuria would be like, no, never again.
Well, Ursa could just work the storefront.
That's even worse.
Having her deal with customers.
Never mind.
She'd be like grabbing croissants, be like, this croissant is amazing, you guys. Eat this croissant. It's only
Pennington,
Benedictus would put regular shifts in because he would be marveling at the novelty of, this is what a normal life is.
Pennington drops by the store frequently, but he doesn't actually work there. He drops by the store because he's canvassing the other store in order to do something to the competitor.
All right.
Yes.
Clever.
Dodeka probably shows up for breakfast and lunch to say hi and to get pastries. And ask Nuria if there's anything that needs to be done, hoping that she won't ask her, and then go back to the lab.
Okay. In that case, if any of you guys want to say that you would be there, except for Ursa, I guess, that because I guess she wouldn't be, unless you just want to hang around too.
Ursa does hang around when she's bored, and like she tries really hard to be helpful, but she's terrible.
All right. So do any of you want to say you were there when this gnome arrived?
What time did she arrive?
I will say I was there stoking the fires in the ovens.
I would say probably afternoonish.
And Dodeka wouldn't be.
Yeah, Pennington would be dropped by.
Ursa's asleep.
Okay. So anyone who would imagine their character would be there can also take part in this conversation as they move to the back.
Nuria would make, motions and call to anyone who is in the store. She would invite Sami to come too, but somebody needs to look after the store.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So, and there's always, there's always chairs set up for the 5 members, and then there's separate seating in front of it, which is slightly lower on purpose. Because Nuria likes to be a little tall sometimes.
Sometimes. All right. Okay. So she pulls down her hood and she looks normal.
Okay.
Once she knows she's private, she just probably wanted to remain some kind of anonymity. Dodeka, you said you wouldn't be there?
Nah, not in the afternoon. She probably would have had lunch by now. Is probably back at the castle.
All right, but if Pennington wants to do a knowledge local,
Yep, I will. And he'd probably just, let's see. Any particular reason, while he's trying to rack his mind to remember who it is, any particular reason why you wanted to be so secretive?
Well, let's just say that this particular task requires a certain amount of discretion.
Good. You've come to the perfect people.
No, don't worry. This will be fun.
We're so good at this.
Did I recognize her?
You do vaguely recognize her. You believe that she is in some way involved with... Because you've been sort of trying to get a better feel for who's important in the city, particularly because you've been living in the rich quarter where a lot of those important people also live. You've seen her in and out of the bath areas. She's usually accompanying the member of the executive council, the gnome representative of the executive council. So she's one of her aides, you imagine.
That's what they call them these days.
Oh, I know exactly what's going on. I know
Pennington
exactly what's going on.
What?
No, I don't. But
I
might
might
have an idea.
guess that you at least work for somebody very important. As I have caught a glimpse of you around the bath areas with the executive.
I've caught a glimpse of you around that area.
I've seen you around.
She's like, I'm sure you have, sir. Wink.
Pennington raises one of his eyebrows very...
Does he waggle an eyebrow?
Yes, the stories I've heard of you appear to be true, Mr. Umberwood.
Don't worry, I won't say it.
So,
Fight the temptation.
Only the good ones.
Only the good ones. Well, I've heard a lot about you. In fact, I've been hearing quite a bit about a lot of you ever since your exploits in Oakhurst. One of our eyes and ears in that area kept us appraised of your activities there as they were happening.
Excuse me?
You're not there.
I know.
We're talking in her sleep.
Okay. In any case, the reason I'm speaking with you is because I wish for you to retrieve something of importance from a particular individual who is very difficult to find.
Oh, good.
Are they in the city?
Yes, that I am almost certain of. This person we know, without giving too much away about some of my associates, I wish some of my associates used to run a certain off the books entertainment destination of sorts.
Sorry.
Off the books entertainment. Does this involve drugs, sex, or both?
Fighting. Well, sometimes both, but mostly fighting.
When she says
Or
fighting,
fighting.
Nuria
Violence.
gets
I've heard of
visibly
violence.
sad.
Sorry?
Nuria is sad when it's not drugs or sex. She's like, oh man.
It is an underground fighting.
No one told Ursa.
Underground fighting
Nuria's-
ring. Well, the
Nuria's
series of
reaction
Benedictus.
is the exact opposite of Benedictus's when he hears fighting. Yes, I can do fighting.
I can do that. In any case, it used to be run the entire ring, which is fairly well, fairly profitable and very. It has a lot of roots and history within the community.
Is this Gnome Fight Club?
Well, it was. I'm not saying it's a gnome fight club. Of course, we allow all sorts of individuals of many different races and sizes and whatever. But it was run mostly by gnomes up until recently, when it was acquired by this mysterious individual. Not a lot of us are very happy about that. If you're interested, I can tell you a little bit. That's about as much as I'm willing to tell you at the moment. But if I have your commitment to do what you can for me, I can tell you more.
How? What are the terms?
We're not necessarily in any particular hurry. We do realize that this is a job that requires a certain amount of finesse, I guess. Care, discretion. You'll need to. He's a man who cannot be found, supposedly. So finding him can take who knows how long. So we don't necessarily need a particular timetable. However, the sooner the better. And what's most important is that the item in question that we wish you to retrieve be brought back without being damaged in any way.
In the terms, in terms of payment.
Oh, payment. Oh, I was thinking something along the lines of.
$1 million.
Well,
$1 million.
how does 10,000 sound?
Nuria looks at Pennington.
Individual dangerous.
Sorry?
Is the particular individual dangerous?
Quite possibly. We don't know anything about him, but if he was able to take hold of the possession of this particular fight ring, I would imagine he can at least hold his own. Or is it some kind of brilliant manipulator?
Manipulators.
And in addition to the payment, we do also offer a certain kind of payment that is less easily expressed through monetary value.
Sexual favors?
You're not there.
Yeah.
Nuria.
Could you elaborate?
Not until I have commitment, I'm afraid.
Nuria leans over to Pennington, and she's like, "I think they're with the mafia."
This is a beautiful bakery. It would be shame if something happened.
Pennington, knowledge local.
Knowledge local.
I mean, you do remember hearing tell of a gnome mafia from the very first mission, and you don't necessarily know if that's actually what it's called, but you have heard whisperings that there is some kind of organized gnome community,
Crime syndicate,
possibly related to some kind of crime syndicate within the city, and you might get the impression that that's what she might be alluding to.
Well, tell you what, he does think about that, and he's like, tell you what, it seems like he is a fairly unsavory individual, and it's going to take a lot of research and a lot of our time and effort. So in addition to the 10,000 plus the additional thing that you mentioned, I would request an additional, let's say, half of that, an additional 5,000, make it 15,000 even. Diplomacy.
I suppose that sounds somewhat reasonable. I know my employers would be very helpful in helping your business, but I suppose another 5,000 couldn't hurt so long as you take as long as you're certain that this is something that you can accomplish.
I believe we can.
Gesundheit?
We took down a lich. I believe we can track down a person.
Well, that is something that you are, I suppose, known for, although I think we both know it didn't quite go down like that.
You seem to know quite a bit.
So, she extends her hand out. So do we have a deal?
I look to the others. I look to Benedictus.
Benedictus kind of gives a first nod.
Nuria.
Nuria nods.
And that's the only people present, so we accept.
All right. I am one of the representatives of the Gnome Brotherhood.
Knew it.
Some know of us, and we don't really prefer this term, but you may have heard of us called the Gnome Mafia.
Knew it.
We have a very we are very active within this particular city. In fact, this is where the city where we were founded. And should you help us, in addition to the payment, we can offer your business a certain amount of protection.
Tell me, do you protect the bakery across the street?
We aren't at liberty to discuss the yes.
Nuria
If for
says,
some reason we happen to gain your favor above them.
Perhaps something could be arranged to give you guys a more even competition level.
done. Nuria's like set. She's like, we're gonna do this.
Well, the sooner you complete your task, the sooner your business can start to thrive a little bit more, I think. They do say one good turn deserves another.
This is true. I like her.
So like
Now-
a baker you have, you'd be ashamed if something happened to you.
Smash.
Onto the individual, because you haven't revealed anything that we can go off of, other than mysterious person that owns a secret fighting ring.
Here's what we believe we know. He must be capable of some amount of mind control.
He's an enchanter.
We don't know. We do know that he probably came from the lower income quarter, third, I suppose, of the city. And we know that he is capable of manipulating memories. And probably also capable of some amount of illusion or invisibility, possibly both.
This is gonna be fucked
Are
up.
there any names that he has gone by that you have caught?
Currently, simply going by the boss.
Original.
Well, I didn't say originality was one of his traits. In fact, we don't know if it's a he.
Okay. What about those? Are there any working directly with him that you know of, or her, the boss?
No, we've tried that angle, and unfortunately, it doesn't work. It seems everyone that has ever worked for him has absolutely no knowledge of who he is. Either he keeps a safe distance and doesn't actually show himself at any point, or, as we mentioned, he's capable of manipulating their memories. We believe that latter one is more likely. It is very difficult to actually work without actually seeing anybody in this city, particularly in that particular trade.
So he never actually checks up on the fighting ring.
I didn't say that. We just have no clear indication or evidence to support that. It's entirely possible. He does seem to have a particular amount of control over those. We've sent assassins in a few times, and they always seem to get sniped first. That's why we're seeking outside help. People he isn't aware of, people he hasn't seen, people who aren't directly connected with the Brotherhood.
So the assassins end up dying. Like they
Oh.
never come back?
Not typically. He seems to be... Have you ever heard of the spell Phantasmal Killer?
Oh, yes. Well, I was going to say knowledge arcana, probably. I was like, that is one of the spells I'm familiar with just from previous games, but Pennington might not know it.
Yeah, that's fair. It is a 4th level spell, so... Yeah, you're familiar with that one.
Yes, it's quite a nasty spell.
Yes. It's either he or someone working for him is capable of using something like that. If they sense someone in the audience or someone in the competition is there for reasons other than those related to the fights taking place, they may find themselves brutally murdered all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
And the audience doesn't seem to mind too much because that's kind of what they're there for in the first place.
There.
Benedictus speaks up, says, "You mentioned an item. Any details about that you would care to share?"
I can tell you that it's a statue, and it's a statue of a gnome. It's small. It's something that you can pick up. It's more of a work of art than a...
It's more of a model.
Yeah, something action figure sized, out of character. I don't know how she would express that in game, but just sort of holds her hands up like so. Maybe a little smaller because it's
Candlestick sized.
Candlestick sized. It has significant historical and other kinds of properties, and it's very important that we have that.
So we
May
could
I
find that
inquire
without
as
actually.
to how it left your possession?
It is something that is required in order to maintain the control over the primary fight arena that is used in a very secret location in the slightly wealthier district in the middle district. Of course, we have no fight rings in the wealthy district. That would be, well, at least not necessarily in the wealthy district, but I should stop saying anything about that. You'll find out for yourselves, I'm sure. That's the other thing. I won't be able to bring you directly to our most prominent fight arena because that would almost certainly arouse suspicion. There'd be no reason for any of you to know about it yet, other than the Gnome Brotherhood allowing you in. You'll have to develop some other means of both locating it and going inside of it that would make sense for the five of you to be able to do without needing the help of the Gnome Brotherhood.
Do you know of any of the participants, any well-known people that we could get in with?
Oh, in the lower communities, there are tons of upstarts trying to get into the fight arenas to basically get out of the slums, essentially. It's not uncommon. You can probably easily find one or two schmucks, or you can even use one of your own members of the Apple Corps to take on some kind of disguise. Plenty of fighters use disguises and alter egos. It wouldn't be unheard of, and probably wouldn't rouse much suspicion since you aren't exactly... People have heard of you, but you aren't household names quite yet.
Benedictus asks, regarding the specifications of the fights, are mundane or magical equipment allowed?
The rules vary from ring to ring. In the lower income ones, it tends to be a little cruder. The fights tend to be no holds barred, anything goes type of fights. Very brutal, very gruesome, very messy sometimes. But the higher income ones tend to be a little more theatrical. The rules shift based on the participants.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Sometimes the fights take place on an anti-magic field. Sometimes they take place in mid-air. Sometimes they take place underwater. Rules shift.
Underwater.
Understandable.
So, I can tell you the first fight ring would probably be not difficult to find. And frankly, telling you would ruin some of the challenge, and I would like to see just how good you guys are. Unfortunately, you haven't had much opportunity to do something this intellectual. So I'm curious to see how this plays out for all of you. I must assure you, we will be watching. and if we are displeased with your performance, we may intervene to some degree. But we do hope for the best. We believe that you all, while not necessarily, well, somewhat dysfunctional, you are very talented and you have a lot of potential. And the Gnome Brotherhood would very much like to aid in the crafting of that potential.
These guys are going to be the reason why I take body bludgeoning as a feat, isn't it?
Probably. So, I will allow you to formulate a plan. If you require my assistance, she hands Nuria a coin.
Nuria takes the coin.
The coin has a picture of a gnome on it.
Okay.
Of course it does.
Actually, knowledge local, if you have it.
No President
I
Kennedy.
don't know if I have it, but I can check.
Okay. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Gnome President Kennedy.
Yeah.
And I can roll, but I don't have any ranks in it.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Don't need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I don't friggin' know. It's a city.
It's all right. You can tell. You can tell it's probably a very old coin.
Okay.
That's about it. All right.
I have knowledge nobility.
That wouldn't really help you in this situation. The nobility you're familiar with is new nobility. This is a very old coin from before the Narcissima family.
Oh, the
aided in
Narcissimas are new money.
Well, not necessarily in this community. I mean, you remember in the crypt, it was established that this place used to be a kingdom. There was a rebellion, and now it's a free city. Air quotes aplenty. Not quite the trademark free city of Greyhawk that is in the actual D&D books, but I did take a lot of inspiration from it. So it is also considered a free city, but maybe not so much. Anyway, she hands you the coin and she says, "As I said, we will be watching, and best of luck to all of you." And she walks out.
Just to be clear, there are no descriptions of this person ever. He is simply the boss.
I'm not saying there is no information that this person exists. I'm just saying that we have no way of figuring out what person this boss is as of yet.
Ah.
It might not be somebody who's completely erased themselves from existence. It's just, it could be anyone. To a degree, of course. These are spells that not everyone has, but, well, not a lot of people have them. So perhaps that could help, but there are a lot of people in this city. And in any case, unless there are any other questions, I'll be on my way.
Thank you for coming to us with this matter. We will take care of it to the best of our abilities.
And if there's anything the Gnome Brotherhood can do discreetly for you, let me know that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And she walks off, buys some bread
Oh yeah.
before she leaves,
Nuria's like, I knew I liked her.
and takes off.
Benedictus immediately turns to Pennington and says, "Pennington, you were made for this job. If anyone can take down a boss, it's a snake."
I hate you so much right now.
Of course he went there. Of course he did.
Oh, of course you.
Oh god.
All right. Do you guys want to reconvene to Beartopia after you guys close up shop to discuss this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. To Beartopia.
Nuria is going to fill Sami in once they get to Beartopia, where it's safe to talk about it.
Fair enough. As far as you know, anyway. It's only been there a couple of weeks. I doubt anyone would have had time to plant bugs yet, possibly. Any case, I haven't transposed tokens for you yet. Sorry, hang on. I'll do that while you guys talk.
So who's gonna tell Dodeka here?
Who's gonna tell Ursa that there's a secret underground fighting?
I know.
Oh dear.
I'm just throwing some things out there. Pricks. Benedictus.
The deck is probably in the lab with the door closed with a little note that says, "Do not enter unless you're bringing snacks."
Yeah, I've already thrown out the your token, so you can go ahead and move your character wherever you want them to be.
Okay.
Where are we?
Oh, I see.
Sure.
Oh, there they are.
Where? Oh, there they are.
All right. We'd probably meet in the common area, right?
Yes,
The first floor.
that would make the most sense.
Where's the common area?
Second floor.
Second floor. Okay.
Sami has an icon now.
Yay!
Oh, where is Ursa?
Take that deck.
I haven't put her on yet. I was just about to. And there she is. And lastly, Vizini.
Wait, Empress, I left her. Oh no.
I'll bring her over to you.
Oh, there's two.
There's two Ursas.
Given that we've been there
That's
for a
too
few
many.
weeks, what's the personality of Sami?
Stern, serious, altruistic. If you, she's very obedient and noble. She doesn't want to seem ungrateful for being allowed to work with you all. But you can kind of get the impression that she was under the impression that working with you would involve a lot more evil smiting.
I try
but,
to
you know,
reassure her that she's just caught us during a downtime. There's plenty of evil smiting. I also imagine Sami and I would get along rather well.
Oh, yes. You two would get along very well. Yes.
You guys could spar.
You could in the training room that you have.
Totally have a sparring buddy now.
Yeah, I would say so. I haven't quite decided what weapons she prefers to use yet. I'm still feeling that out a bit. But she's at the very least pretty good with hand-to-hand combat. In any case,
Anyway, you guys get home. The deck is up in the magical lab on the top floor. Well, not on the top floor, but close to it.
where are you going, Pennington?
I don't know. Where is everyone else going?
Look like the common area.
Already lost.
Common area on the second floor.
I'll
Okay.
bring you and Vizini over there.
This place is too
I'm
big.
lost.
I'm so lost. All right. So, yeah, does anyone want to grab Dodeka?
Nuria will go because the note says unless you bring snacks. So Nuria will bring some of the leftover bear claws from
Aw.
that day.
Bear claws.
Of course.
Too much
They're
what she's like, unless you bring snacks.
They're listed as Ursa's claws on the
All right.
menu at the bakery.
Good.
Oh, that's adorable.
yeah,
All right.
so, yeah, she brings those to you.
Yeah, and
The deck is all like, ooh, bear claws.
yeah, and Nuria's like, yeah, they should still be good. They're from this afternoon, but more importantly, if you could take some time away from your lab, we actually have a job that we need to discuss.
She's like, oh, finally. Was wondering when that would happen.
Yes, and this job could actually help benefit the bakery as well.
Oh, even better. Let's go talk about it then.
Yes. However, before we go downstairs, I may need your help to figure out. You see, the job has to do with the No Mafia fighting ring,
What?
and I don't know how
Would
to.
Dodeka have any idea that this exists?
Yes.
Okay.
You've heard that maybe some of your siblings might have gone possibly as participants, also possibly as spectators.
Also sponsors.
They've never invited you.
Of course they haven't. I am precious little baby of the family. Of course they haven't. Is it something where if mother catches me there, she will kill me?
Yeah, but who cares?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. She goes,
You're a grown up now.
Yeah, you're grown up. You moved out.
She still cares what mother thinks.
Aw.
To an extent.
Nuria understands that.
You live
although
right
her
next
mom
door and
is
you never
crazy.
visit.
I'm working on something, Mother.
So-
I'm going to make you something nice one day. Just you watch.
But so Nuria like brings that up to Dodeka, and then she
So
says,
that is, yeah.
yeah. So she's like, we need to figure out a way to bring this up without Ursa immediately jumping to conclusions and rushing off, because she's been looking for this fighting ring for weeks, and now we have a job involving it.
Well, I don't see why she can't fight. She's a very capable fighter. I'm sure she'll clean the floor with them.
She does. However, apparently fighters who are there perhaps, for other reasons, which in this case being a job, it would be, the boss of that has taken over this ring, who we're supposed to steal from and find out information on, apparently has mind control abilities or memory manipulation. I don't know. I only took some highlights from the meeting.
I could elaborate on at least the spell portion.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. No, we're not in the common room yet. She
Yeah.
at me. She's telling me this before we enter the.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're in the lab.
gotcha.
Essentially, Dodeka.
You should probably both be in the lab then.
Well,
Oh,
sure.
whoops.
That's the
Sorry.
reason why I was
This is
confused.
huge.
I was
I'm
like,
still
why are you
figuring
saying this
out.
with Ursa there?
Dodeka goes,
and-
well, put it this way. Why don't we just tell Ursa that she needs to go fight in this room for us?
That's what I was thinking. So I feel that perhaps we should have Ursa both part of the job and not. Because if she just goes to purely fight, there's no way that someone who deals with minds would ever suspect anything, because she truly is there for the enjoyment of fighting.
This is very true.
It was
Um,
my idea, but I didn't want to say anything.
Well, yeah.
It's okay. We got this. So I feel that perhaps we can't. I haven't discussed this with the boys yet, but I feel that perhaps we need to have two meetings, one with Ursa and one without.
Oh, I imagine the boys would agree. Yes, we should definitely plan this out.
Yes. However, I believe Ursa. Are you in the common area already? Because Ursa's already with the boys right now, and they're waiting for us to come down.
Hang on a second.
Sorry, I was freaking out for some reason.
Becky!
The neighbor's cat likes to jump on our porch and mock her.
Like,
The cat will just literally sit right in front of our glass door and just stare at her while she's barking at her
Yep.
nose to the glass.
I'm thinking of that scene from Whisper of the Heart, where
Yes.
Muta just sits on top of the fence and just annoys the crap out of the dog.
Yes,
love
that's pretty much it. But this cat is the nicest cat too. Like,
Aw.
the neighbors have a dog, so I think she's just not afraid of dogs. But like when we go to try to bring her back over, she lets us pick her up and she'll be like, "Oh, I love you."
Aw.
So she's a nice kitty, but she taunts Becky all the time.
Mhm.
Typical cat.
Thanks again for getting the pizza.
Always close the back window, or else Becky freaks the fuck out.
Oh, Eric closed the shades to the porch.
Oh, good.
So she should be okay.
Good,
You
good.
can't see it, it's not there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I had that open earlier because she wanted to go out on the deck.
Now the porch never existed.
That
Objects
porch never
were
existed.
Yeah, so Nuria says, so I feel that perhaps you should go down and tell Ursa that I need some help moving heavy things in the kitchen.
Hell yeah.
And
All right.
at that time, you can speak with the boys about our plan. And then when I return with Ursa, we can have our second meeting where we just let her do her bear thing.
Okay. That
Okay.
sounds good. Let's do it.
For bear thing.
Okay, so Nuria goes down to the kitchen and just immediately knocks a bunch of heavy shit over so that Ursa can come and help her organize it.
Good. One of the goats got in.
Dodeka just says, "Oh, Ursa, Nuria needs your help in the kitchen. Apparently there was a bit of a disaster. Some very heavy items fell."
Oh, good. I love lifting heavy things.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, I'm not sure how much time this is going to take, but you two listen up. We're going to get Ursa to go to this fighting ring. She's not going to know why. That way, she's not instantly assassinated as soon as she comes in.
Fair enough.
Becky
Pennington, what do you
agrees.
think?
Where did I go?
Don't go to her bedroom.
Tommy says, I don't understand. Don't you have some methods of, I mean, surely they wouldn't be able to read your minds.
That requires a particular magic item that unfortunately I am unable to craft as of yet.
Does that mean you can't go anywhere near Ursa? She has to go by herself?
No, we're going to hopefully the way my theory works is ideally this person would not be able to read every single person's mind at the event. If we pose ourselves as onlookers, people who are just there to bet or gamble, who have no stake whatsoever in Ursa's win or loss, then they really have no reason to read our minds.
So, wait. You're proposing that you send the Narcissima, the Red Snow Crusader, or the fellow with the giant brand on his forehead, incognito.
She points at Benedictus and says, "Disguise self." He turns into a woman.
He turns into a what?
He turns into a woman.
Oh, a woman.
Excellent.
She says, "I've been working on being able to create items that have spell components to them. I think I might be able, give me 2 days. I think I might be able to make a hat of disguise. That would guarantee one of us would be able to be in there with this magical item and won't have to worry about, things like how much time we have left on our disguise. And we can
It's a
switch
fairly
off."
simple spell. I could also attempt to ask one of your brothers or sisters who has a book to possibly get it off of them, if they do happen to have
Well,
it.
there's another thing. Doctor is a master of mind spells. It would be wise to counsel her if she's not too busy, which I doubt that she would not be busy. But it's worth a shot, I guess.
Yes.
I propose also a second avenue of investigation. Our employer mentioned that the ability to cast all of these spells is not terribly common. Perhaps Pennington, since you are, and maybe Dodeka as well, since you have roots in the arcane community out here, you can work on getting us a list of suspects.
Absolutely. The one spell that terribly concerns me, and I'm not sure if you would have actually heard this so far, apparently has the ability of casting Phantasmal Killer, which has the unfortunate effect of killing you, as the name implies.
Hang on.
Death from
Sounds
fright.
less than pleasant.
Not a very good way to die.
Which has the unpleasant effect of killing you.
It's a side effect.
What do I know? Do I know anything about this spell?
Phantasmal Killer? No. Not with that
No.
roll. You can
That's
guess
so
that it involves
sad.
killing.
Well, I imagine Phantasmal Killer summons
I know a spell that you don't
Phantasmal
know.
Killer.
He says to Dodeka.
She kind of glares at him and says, "Don't get cocky. I'm not an expert, you know that. And nor are you for that matter. Just get some note. Don't get cocky." But yeah, she's just like, "Okay, well, That's the reason why we don't want to tell Ursa about why exactly we want her to join this fighting ring. Because if he reads Ursa's mind, which I'm sure he does with all the people who go into this ring, then essentially he'll know that she knows nothing and is essentially just in a fight. And so Phantasmal Killer will be cast.
Here, Ursa can go in. That's the perfect idea to have her not have any knowledge. She will go in and actually do the fighting. I have been trying to come up with a way of being able to stealthily get into areas here and there. I could follow behind, invisible, and also sneaking about and try to see what I can find out.
Well, we can both cast invisibility, and that works. Now, it's constantly can you cast it onto yourself, depending on how long the fight goes. But if I go in and I am disguised, I could also cast it on you as needed, so that would give you a backup just in case. In case you run out of spell points.
At this point, Sami actually interjects like, "Is like, but if they know who Ursa is, won't they just know that she's connected with you guys?"
Yes, but they don't know we're after them.
Well, no,
For all
but if they
they-
see Ursa, they'll know you guys would probably be around, or at least aware that it was happening. They might suspect something. Couldn't you just have Ursa go incognito herself too? I've had a few friends take part in these competitions, and they usually go in with flashy names that
She
attention.
will want to go in as something bear related. As soon as
Almost
she's a
certainly.
bear, we will know.
Dodeka-
They'll know it's her.
I'm sure she'll have lots of great ideas to think of fun stage names. I mean, she seems like the type to want to do that.
Dodeka goes, yes, my siblings have gone in there as well. The point is, no one's really suspect if they go in.
What's the opposite of a bear?
The opposite of a bear.
Anti-bear.
We will go in as the ant or something. Some insect.
Dodeka goes, well, I, for one, will not be going in there without a disguise. I am not going to just get back to my mother too. However,
You would know that if your siblings ever went, they would certainly have gone in disguise. It would have been-
she's like, my siblings have all gone and they've all definitely been in disguise. Nobody knows. The point is, even if the mind reader will probably know who Ursa is simply by reading her mind. So even in disguise, it wouldn't really matter. So I
Which one of the
guess
siblings would have been the most likely to go in?
she laughs. Think about it. Think about it real hard. Who likes one-on-one fights the most? Has a very fancy sword.
The third one, right?
No, he has fancy swords, but no.
He has fancy swords, and he definitely went. But no, I was talking about Deccan, my duelist brother.
That's him.
That's him. Sorry.
Sorry, that's what I've been calling him. So.
I know. It's. There's two pronunciations. There's the medieval kind, which is Decim, and then there's the actual Latin kind, which is Decim. It's confusing, but if you've been calling him Decim, that's cool. But it's Decim. And he's been lounging about, so might as well see what he has to say. For all we know, he's probably already in the tournament.
If you want to talk to him, it's fine. You have to go to the Narcissima mansion to do that, though.
Yeah. She goes, okay, so, a couple things. We can try to talk to Octa, who will probably say no. Still worth a try. And we can talk to Deccan, who will probably sit there and listen silently and might not give us an answer at all and walk away.
Perhaps November has some premonitions about this.
And if you really want to talk to November, I'm sure she'd love to talk to you. Either way, I think thus far, Sammy did have a very good result. Other than me, there's no reason for the rest of you to really hide while you're there. If anything, You're there supporting Ursa, who is exactly the type of fighter that would be attracted to these kind of events. Perhaps hiding in plain sight is best. They read Ursa's mind to see why she's there, because she's a fighter. They'll assume that she's simple, and find that she knows nothing about any plot or whatever, and assume that the rest of us are the same.
We are making a lot of assumptions about the security protocols. Perhaps we'd be best doing some research with those on the ground before we move forward with our plans. Find a few fighters.
Yeah, I would agree. If we go in the wrong ring, he did say that some of them are anti-magic, which would completely eliminate.
Sami said, "I wouldn't worry." Sami said, "Don't worry. I'm sure you'd probably start at the lower area ones. Those, I guarantee you, they don't have anything close to any kind of magic stuff. They're just whole empty, warehouses and mud pits. It's nothing fancy. It's just places for the poor to beat on each other."
So I take it you've actually been there.
I've known some friends who've gone.
It's okay if you've been. We're not going to judge you or
I would-
anything.
She almost spits on the ground, but restrains because she's in a very nice looking place. I would never consider fighting for sport.
Ah, very well.
She's
In that case, if we want more details, then I would say we need to once again go visit Narcissima home.
To the Narcissima family.
Benedictus says,
Ursa and
I
Nuria.
don't
Oh, right.
want to
Sorry. You don't want to be there?
No, Benedictus says, I don't want to be within a half mile of Novemma, so I might just see if I can find some fighters.
She says, that's fine. Why don't you appraise Nuria of the situation, and since my family likes Pennington, we'll go together.
All right.
And meanwhile,
Meanwhile, back in the kitchen.
Meanwhile.
Back on the farm.
Nuria's just thanks for helping Ursa. I was trying to reorganize everything, and just all these pots, pans, and cauldrons just everywhere.
Oh, it's fine. I love lifting heavy things. Makes me feel strong and powerful.
Speaking of being strong and powerful.
Yeah, I'm listening.
What we were all going to talk about is that, how you've been looking for a fighting ring?
Yes.
Apparently, we were going to let you know we found one.
Yes. Oh, I will crush the tiny people beneath my feet.
But yeah, so we thought maybe you'd have fun. We are not sure exactly the location of it yet. We only overheard someone talking about it the other day.
Oh, excellent.
But yeah, we just wanted to let you know about that.
I am so there. I will scour this town until I find it.
Well, I don't think you'll have to scour. Sami actually knows a little bit about that.
Ooh, good. She doesn't strike me as the fighting ring type, but all right.
Well, no, but she grew up here. And I mean,
Yeah,
local information's always good.
excellent. Shit, let's go tell the guys.
Okay.
All right, so they come back. You guys will have to make bluff checks. Let's see if Ursa notices something is up.
Basically, she sees Pennington and Dodeka about to take off, and actually, I think we're all about to leave the room at this point, probably.
Probably, but role play the Ursa thing first so that you're all on the same page.
Burst
Yeah.
into the room.
Oh
and
no!
I'm like,
Pennington, roll another one, d20, please.
oh no.
Oh no.
Where the fuck is my token?
What happened? What?
He rolled a critical fumble on his bluff check.
It's not showing. It's showing me that he got a 22.
Yeah,
that's a critical
adjusted.
fumble for him.
Oh.
But he has to roll another d20 to see how much is subtracted. He rolled a 5.
Oh.
He just like sneezes.
Oh God!
You all suck.
So
Alright,
I,
Let's see if I suck.
Nuria.
Oh, right.
oh my god, this is gonna be a travesty.
You can come up with another something. Hold on. Where is it?
I haven't started talking yet.
So everyone's like,
Oh,
No, the minute they see Ursa, they just all burst into laughter.
Here's what happened.
No. You haven't rolled sense motive yet.
I know, but okay.
fail it. No!
I'm using one of my hero points to give you a critical fumble.
Okay. But I still want to roleplay. I run screaming into the room, and I'm like, I heard you guys found the fighting right.
Okay, here's what. So yes, she's gonna do that, and you guys are all going to lie really, really, really badly, and she's still not going to figure it out.
I burst in mid-conversation, so everyone's kind of stumbling over themselves. Like,
Yeah.
All
right, so yeah, do it.
So I run in, and I burst into the doors, and I'm like, I heard you guys found the fighting ring.
Yeah,
Yes.
fighting ring. Yeah.
That's something we don't have any ulterior
that we're
motive to send you to.
We don't have any sort of
It
plan.
has nothing to do with the mafia or anything like that. It's just a fighting ring.
No,
Certified.
no,
I'm
not us.
so glad I have such truthful friends.
Oh my god.
You guys are great friends.
Oh boy.
Let's go find that shit right
Well,
now.
Pennington and I have to go talk to Novella
Family stuff.
for family stuff. Not that Pennington's getting, not that he's with Novella or anything, or me or any. This is no. We're just gonna go talk.
Yeah, we just need to go. Yes, Narcissima family dealings. Nothing
Not
to
that
do
he's
with you.
family or going to be family, but
Oh,
shut up now.
Even Benedictus is like face palm.
excellent! This is great. What a great day. With people getting married. I'm gonna fight things.
Sami just kind of face palms during this whole thing, and then at some point just says to Ursa, like, I can probably show you to the people who will get you involved in the fighting if you care.
Sonny, you are my today's best friend. Show me the way.
That's lovely. You guys have fun. She takes Ursa out to the poor section of the city while you guys go to the Narcissima mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was going to go with them as well to see if I could like interview some of the fighting candidates.
So you want to go with Ursa and Sami?
I'd follow. I wouldn't look like I'm too close there. What the hell? I'll go with them.
Okay.
You're,
So who else?
you're kind of
Darius
inconspicuous.
gonna go with Sami.
Okay, so it's just going to be Dodeka and Penn at the
That would
mansion?
probably go best.
I guess
Yes,
so.
it would. Considering how her family likes Pennington and no one else.
Yeah. All right. Then first we'll switch over there.
Well,
it's
Dessam
okay.
did think that Benedictus went into school, but so.
That's not exactly the same as licking him.
Oh, well, it might be for him. I don't know.
All right. At the moment, there aren't a lot of people around. Octa seems to be there. She's mostly in studying for some diplomatic trip that she's going to be going on soon. Novema's there being herself. And Dissem is in the training quarters, doing what he does best.
Looks over at
I
Pennington.
will see what I can get out of Novema. Do you want to
Okay.
try Decim?
Okay, I was actually thinking Octa first. If only we could just get her shut down early, and I don't have to talk to her again.
That
I'm gonna
works.
talk to Octa first. All right. He carefully goes up to Octa. She kind of knocks on the door frame to the study.
I'm busy.
Yes, I realize this. Do you have time for one teensy question?
Oh, Dodeka, it's you. Oh, come on in. Sure, it's fine.
She comes in. She goes, see, how powerful a caster do you have to be in order to cast spells that, say, block mind reading?
Let's open a book real quick. Let me see. Block mind reading. Well, what kind of mind reading are we talking about? Because there's certain that can only block certain times.
Oh, well, our group has been hired to go after a specific individual. Apparently he can read minds. It's tough to say. We don't really know any details about him. It's a problem. For all we know, he could be reading surface thoughts.
Surface thoughts then. Give me a moment. Let me research. There are some abjuration specialist spells that can block it. I think around 4th level. Could be wrong. But there are spells that can get around that. If you want to be absolutely certain, you'd have to have a spell called Mind Blank, which is very powerful. It's beyond even me.
She nods and she goes, I thought so. Unfortunate.
May I ask why?
Oh, it's... She's like,
Are you concerned about Mother?
I guess a little bit, yes. I've already made her mad enough. I don't want to make her any more mad.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, her mind reading abilities haven't been quite up to snuff these past few years. I think she's starting to show her age a little.
Oh. She's like, I will make sure not to tell her that. She goes, yes, well, it's not just that. It's, well, like I said, we're on this mission. I guess I'm just nervous that we're never going to catch this person, considering minds.
Are you working with law enforcement?
Sort of.
We're working with enforcers, to be sure.
She's like, I don't know. I mean,
what are you getting up to?
It will be doing good for the city.
Well,
after all,
she looks through her things and she takes out a note, writes on the note, and hands it to you and says, "Take this to the library. Mother and father requested that the library not allow you into the spell section, but if you like, you can probably take this and they'll show you some documentation on the spell non-detection. It may help you."
So, but she says, thank you very much for your time.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yes, I suppose. She just sort of she looks kind of suspiciously, but shrugs and just goes back to her work.
So that guy skips out. She's very happy.
So I guess me and Novemma's next.
Oh God, I'm sorry, Kat.
Hello, dear Novemma. How are you today?
Goodbye. Nice seeing you. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping ahead a bit. Hi.
Hello. How are things?
They're fine. Why?
How are things later?
Oh, those things. Sorry. Usually people want me to not talk about those things. Oh, God. Sad dog. Sad dog.
Oh, what's wrong, baby? Oh.
Becky, boo boo, Buggy, boo boo.
Are we ignoring you too much?
That's a puppy break.
Is it a puppy break? No.
Oh, puppy.
That's okay. I can pet her. You can continue on with Andrew's thing.
I'm gonna go let her in the living room. That way she can be herself.
Well, yeah, she really likes romping around the living room. So.
Okay. Right back.
The problem is when we let her off the living room, she will sometimes throw the pillows around. We'll go downstairs and none of the pillows will be on the couch anymore.
Oh yeah, my dogs used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes she'll put them and make a little pillow nest, which is adorable.
How,
So, anyway, yeah, you're talking to her.
So what did she say?
And things later on. Oh, people usually don't like me to talk about those things, but well, things are somewhat peaceful for now. Feels like things are moving more in a direction towards the way things ought to be.
Okay.
Things ought to be.
Okay.
Oh, yes, fate. Do you believe in fate?
I certainly do.
Well, that's good. That's very good.
It's kind of hard for us not
That
to even
is a lie.
Oh, okay. She wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
Even if she rolled, she probably would fail. But she's not going to roll because she doesn't care.
He'd probably be like, oh, well. Do you have the ability to scry?
Yes. Why?
That was more a curiosity question. We might have need of scrying here and there in the future. People may end up coming to us for work. We don't know.
It's often fun to, well, get an idea of what it's like to live out there. I sometimes like to watch people living their lives.
I want to be
Where the people are.
Aw.
She doesn't want to see them dancing. She does all the time.
Well, perhaps every now and then we could, I could sneak you out or something.
Well, you're a bit of a cheap date, but I'll take what I can get.
Wow.
Thank you,
Harsh.
Emma. As always.
Oh, don't tell that.
She's like, anytime.
That's great.
So yes, the only other person still in the building is Decim, as far as you know.
So yeah, I meet up with Dodeka and we both go.
And I go, oh, Octa's so wonderful. She gave me a slip of paper that'll help us, and yay! And
I'm sorry. Could you hold on a second? What's going on?
I thought I heard a cat peeping.
Okay, sorry. We're good.
There's something in there. It's that feeling.
I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. We think there's a cat
Cool.
vomit emergency.
yes.
No.
So many pet emergencies.
Animals are awful.
Does it make that same noise that Erica's cat makes? This weird like
When she vomits, no. They sort of do this like thing. It sounds really unpleasant.
Becky makes that noise when she vomits, and she only vomits when she eats too much grass.
Ours
She eats
tends-
grass because her stomach's upset. So it's a vicious cycle.
Mhm.
She's like, my stomach hurts. I'll eat grass. Oh, I eat too much grass. Now my stomach hurts.
Well, I
I'm going
mean,
to vomit.
yeah. I think it's typically done because they want to sort of, if they feel like their stomach is upset, they'll eat grass to induce vomiting.
Oh, really? Because
I think
I
that's
thought
the
it was I thought it was a digestion thing. Like it helps their digestive system.
I don't know. I think they do it to induce vomiting, but I
Yeah,
haven't
fair
looked it
enough.
up.
Well, it hasn't worked because all she's done is vomit up the rest.
Any sign of it? No. We'll have to keep an eye out for it, I guess. So, well, I mean, they're not in the mansion anyway, so you guys can continue.
Okay, so Dodeka apprises me with Octa's.
Octas, yeah.
Yeah.
I show the slip of paper and I'm like, yay, this will give us a spell. And you should probably
you
calm
can-
me down because I'm not a wizard. I don't do that.
You can roll knowledge arcana on that if you want.
I will.
Both of us?
Knowledge on.
Oops. Did it roll? No. It didn't. It did twice. Whoops. Oh well.
Yeah.
I didn't hear them.
Yeah, Dodeka, I'll take your first roll on that.
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
you don't know a lot about it. But if Pennington wants to roll, Pennington did roll. On
I
it,
did,
and
I
rolled
crumbled.
poorly. Yeah, neither of you know anything about it. You'll have to research it to find out.
Okay.
Alright, fair enough.
Uh,
Okay, I was like, let's talk to Destin first.
at least we can look into it. November was November.
No, I'm good.
I see. She usually is.
She believes that things are looking to be as they should be in the future. So,
Which
depending
could
on what
mean
her
about
idea of how they
anything.
should be, it could be good or
Yes,
bad.
exactly. Yes, exactly. This is usually what happens when we try to talk to November. She can be very
Very
vague.
cryptic fun.
Yep. Anyway, let's go talk to Destin.
Decim is slicing things in half, then they magically reassemble, and then he slices them in half again.
I was like, hello, brother dear. You have a moment?
Pose. He coolly sheathes his awesome katana. What can I do for you?
Says, well, she kind of looks around. She goes, well, we were wondering, or inquiring, more like, about a certain underground fighting ring that I know for a fact you have encountered. You and most of our siblings. She's
What
like, oh,
made you
please, I
think
see
that
you.
I would ever take part in something that mundane and dishonorable?
She kind of rolls her eyes. She's like, oh, come on, you love fighting.
Yes, legally, for honor.
Ugh. Well, I see people sneak out all the time.
I'm not quite like Tress. Tress does it for
so
fun.
I figured
She
he might-
sighs. She's like, damn it. No, I don't want to.
The art of dueling is a noble practice that has a long and storied history throughout our family and through many noble families, both in this city and throughout the world. I'll have you know that it is not something to be done for others' amusement.
Sense motive, I'm assuming he's telling the truth, but just in case.
Yeah, he is. I mean, yeah, that wasn't a sense motive check, but yeah, even if he's telling the truth.
She's like, I'm very sorry. It's just. Sort of.
I only went once.
Well, maybe that'll help. We just need some information on it, is all. It's a floor
What,
job.
do you think you would like to take part in
No.
something like that?
Oh God, no! I'm not even going to that place. No,
Oh, good.
our friend Ursa. She's more the brawly type.
Oh, you want to stop her?
Sure.
Love to.
Oh no, she's not gonna like this one.
Well,
she's
no,
like-
Pennington would chime in. If she hesitates for a moment, Pennington would be like, absolutely. We need to stop her from doing some horrible, horrible damage to herself and damage to our name, really.
And others.
Yeah, he's full. He's like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply that you were.
Well,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't-
I shame myself.
First. I implied first. I'm sorry.
It's
as well.
all right. In any case, I don't know much about the locations, but I could. I would imagine that from what I've gleaned from those of our siblings that have gone, there is a secret entrance somewhere in the wealthy quarter that leads to the underground facility. But I'm afraid I don't know more than that. Last time I went, it wasn't at the most famous one. It was at one of the middle-class ones, and I was only there for a few minutes before I got sick and had to leave.
Thank you very much for that information.
Good luck
We'll
finding
know
your
about
friend.
this.
May she learn the true honor of real combat.
Yes. Well,
We certainly hope so.
you've seen the castle, right?
I actually haven't. Is it nice looking?
It's
Wait, you legit
decorated.
hasn't looked out the backyard.
No.
Oh my god. She goes, it's very bear themed.
But you should get it furnished. A bear castle is a very sad sight.
You're absolutely right.
Yes, absolutely. We will get it furnished as soon as possible.
Yes, well, if you need any help moving things, I suppose I can help with that, but I'm not much of the decorating type. That's why I dress all in white.
It's a very good look, to be honest.
I thought so,
Very,
but it's hard for me to tell.
mysterious.
What
I think I might be colorblind.
nowadays, anyhow?
I'm sorry?
What's Tress up to nowadays, anyhow?
Tress? Oh, Lord knows with that guy. Possibly off on some adventure. I don't think he's currently in town.
He's
Oh,
not
thank
in
God.
town?
Why are you disappointed? She looked at us and I'm just like,
I'm sure he'll come back as soon as he needs funding, though. For all his adventuring, he's actually quite bad at it.
So
I think
that
he's
was
in
some
it.
Pennington.
I think he's in it mostly for the ale and whores.
Dodeka rolls her eyes. I'm not surprised.
You girls there.
Did
I
she-
want it.
I, on the other hand, have taken a vow of celibacy.
Oh, I did not know that. Dodeka's kind of blinks and she's like, I did not know that.
Well, what
That-
good would it do
And nor
anyway?
did I need to know that.
That is a very noble cause.
Thank you.
And she looks at Pennington and why do you want to
Two.
see Trace anyway? Do you have any idea how insufferable he's going to be when he finds out about our adventuring group?
Oh, he knows.
Ugh.
He's
Shut
already
up,
been
baseball.
making. He's been saying things about you behind your backs, of course.
Oh, of course he is.
That you'll never be as famous or as well connected as he is. That he still has so much to offer the family. Blah blah blah.
She
he's
rolls
very-
her eyes.
He feels very threatened. The poor thing.
He really shouldn't. Ugh. She's like, well, it's a good thing I don't care what he says about me anyway.
Yeah, that's very good. Now, what's interesting is this conversation is failed bluff check. I really must focus on my training.
That's fair enough. Thank you very much for your help.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Good
All right.
luck.
Next up is the library.
Yes. Also, for all of you knowledge arcana having type folks, one of you might wish to recall the fact that detect thoughts is traditionally blocked by thin sheets of lead.
Well, they kind of failed their knowledge arcana checks.
Wrap yourself in lead. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Because Benedictus knows nothing about this, but Eric is like, please somebody remember.
Yeah, we totally didn't. So.
Well, no one's rolled any knowledge arcana checks for detect thoughts at all.
Not
And
yet,
have not been
anyway.
prompted to. So there's really no reason they would have by now.
Yeah.
No.
But you are right.
Library.
Cover yourself in lead.
Roll
Woo!
around in it. Oh, what could go wrong?
Mhm.
It's totally lead.
There is also a spell for detecting metal, just so y'all know.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Well, yes, but if you're wearing a metal helmet and wearing lead underneath, it could not
Then
distinguish
you look
the two.
special.
Then you look very special.
It's only a thin sheet of lead. You could have it as an inner lining. Never mind.
I know.
No, it's
I
fine.
know.
You're fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's totally
I'm just-
legit, but we missed our opportunity.
I'm just saying.
so-
I'm just saying a tinfoil hat is not a foolproof plan. Foolproof. It's not a foolproof
Besides,
plan.
I got a library card for my sister.
All right.
Having fun is not too hard when you've got a library card.
Exactly.
All right. So what's you guys? So you guys did all that. Now let's go back to Nuria, Ursa, and Sami and Benedictus.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
Ursa's just whistling happily to herself as she walks down the street, following Sami.
Sami.
Gonna get in a fight, gonna pump some heads, gonna kill everyone.
I'm just gonna move you guys around a little bit.
People will get angry, I'll get tossed out of my castle.
Do. So yeah, do you guys want to talk about anything?
Um,
I mean, if you don't, we don't have to. I'm just saying, it's kind of the
I've been
thing.
so bored. I just want to punch things.
Soon,
I
Ursa,
kind of-
soon.
I kind of whisper over to Nuria. It's like, I almost wish I were unaware of the details of this assignment. I wouldn't mind venting some frustration in the arena myself.
I always say that I'm not going to be surprised by you anymore, but I'm still surprised by you. Whenever I thought about a paladin as a child, you are not what I expected. To be fair, you're better than what I expected. But I'm still
Look.
surprised.
I do give my being and all that I do to Paylor, but ever since before I was a paladin, I relieved stress through physical exertion and generally beating the crap out of something. Usually it was something small trying to assault the village, but in this case, I've been told that there is a quasi-legal and fee-based way that I can vent my frustrations, and I am
Whatever he says to make me feel better.
and I am certainly not disinclined to showing off a bit.
I see. That makes sense. I tended to vent my frustration in other ways.
Did you try to send me something?
Yeah, didn't work.
No, it didn't.
It's okay. Wasn't important.
Gotcha. So, Sami, lead you guys down to the core district. You guys haven't really had much of a chance to sort of spend a lot of time here because you mostly just walked through it. She's gonna.
It's been a couple weeks, right? Because Ursa has explored like the whole city at this point.
Oh yeah. I mean, Ursa, you've gone around.
Ursa's like, it's her first time in a big city, so she's like, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have. You've seen stuff like just like bars and more bars.
Mm-hmm.
Would your character be interested in brothels at all?
No.
Yeah, so none of those.
Maybe.
Nuria, on
Okay.
the other hand.
Nuria might be familiar with one or two,
She wouldn't have gone in, but she'd know where they are.
just in case.
You never
And
know.
just black market type stuff. But I mean, not a lot of people are really interested in talking to you because you don't seem the kind of person who can keep a secret.
I can keep a secret.
And and also word gets around that you're kind of slumming it because you live up in the rich places. So
So
not everyone, no one really trusts you necessarily.
Which is really weird because like Ursa's extremely poor up in the mountains. Like, and now she's like, oh, I have a castle.
Okay, so yeah, you guys, Sami takes you guys to the marketplace and says, it's usually, I mean, it's you've seen the other marketplaces quite a bit, but this particular corner of the marketplace is not really pleasant to be in. It's kind of like the difference between, the marketplace in the rich quarter is like a shopping mall. Marketplace in the middle quarter is more like, sort of it's sort of a street market, nice, cool place with a few nice shops in there as well. This place is like,
Flea market.
not even like it's kind of like if a farmer's market were made of mud
Ugh.
and like debauchery. And it's just everywhere you go, someone's trying to like push, like they're just like, please buy my beads.
So
They have a magic spell. Like, it's just everybody's.
So it's a Jamaican marketplace.
Detect magic.
Yes.
Oh, they don't have a magic spell.
Aw, I'm so disappointed.
Oh,
In this place, Nuria is constantly positioning herself so that there is a strong friend in front of her and a strong friend behind her.
Mhm.
Ursa's like just pushing people, like pushing them by their faces out of just like, yeah, okay.
You also notice that in this area, there's a lot more diversity in terms of the types of races you see.
Nuria likes that.
Yeah, I mean, in the you guys have spent enough time here to know, like, the executive council that runs the city has 12 members, each one a different race, representative of the city, kind of the Mass Effect thing, but with more races. Mostly the core races, your elves, your gnomes, your halflings, dwarves. But there's a lot of races in the world, and
Yeah.
like the Ifrit. The Ifrit don't have a seat on the council, for example.
Well, no.
There is in order to appease the common people, they did create a secondary council in the middle quarter, which is why you see another smaller council building. That one has a lot more bears a lot more of a resemblance to like the House of Commons in United Kingdom, where it's basically just a whole lot of like people shouting at each other.
No.
So not a lot gets done, but it at least gives the people of the city
The
feeling like they have a say in the way things are done, even if it really doesn't have any real positive effect on things.
Yay.
Which is kind of the whole point. It's just for show, more or less. In any case, you see a whole lot more diversity in this area, and you get the feeling like that's probably just because they don't have a lot of representation in this particular city. For example, Sami is an Ifrit, and she's one of maybe less than a few dozen Ifrit in the entire city, which has thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So it's like, who's going to stand up for her, other than herself?
Wow. This is sad.
Well, I just wanted to give you guys
Politics
a better.
suck. Let's punch things.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to understand just the kind of environment that you guys are and looking to fight people in.
Got it.
For the record,
getting a drink.
Okay, actually, I'll do the same.
Same.
okay, fine.
Sorry.
More
That was
For the record, everybody leaves.
For the record, we're all jerks.
Oh, that's good pumpkin ale.
That's it.
What happened?
Everybody left. The game is over.
No.
Done. Pat quit. now Ursa's the DM.
Oh god.
No, that would be worse thing.
Instantly, bears everywhere.
So the Domino's pizza is better than you remember, right?
Yes.
Totally.
Still not the best.
Oh no, of course not. But in a pinch,
Still not as good as Centralia or
Centralia.
Cybertania pizza, whatever it's called. The fuck.
I would
Centralia,
never eat
yeah.
Centralia pizza.
No, I know, but it's not actually called. It began with a C. It's like,
I'll just leave it out.
what's it called? Citalopram pizza.
Casablanca.
Casablanca.
Holy crap! Nothing you said was close. The fact it started with
What are you talking about?
You know, there's a pizza place on the Commons that it was called Ameritalia, but then it changed its name to Casablanca, and it's a really good pizza place. So I was getting my mind stuck between Casablanca and Ameritalia.
I think the reason they
I ended
changed.
up with Centralia.
I think the reason they changed was because Ameritalia shared a name with a different unrelated Ameritalia somewhere else, and they had really bad Yelp reviews. So those would show up on Grubhub. So it was a completely different restaurant and had nothing to do with them.
Well, the weird
But people would be like, "Oh, I'm not going to order from them because they get bad reviews." So they changed their name.
No, the weird thing is the actual store itself is super janky.
Yeah.
But the pizza is really good, and I've had I've had other shit.
It's a place you order out from, not eat in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't go in there. It's really. Really
But yes, this Twitch broadcast was brought to you by Casablanca Pizza.
Yeah.
The Centralia pizza.
Listen,
No.
pizza. Oh, what the fuck? I was gone for 5 fucking
And
seconds.
she didn't just sit in your chair. She looks really comfortable in
I
her chair.
know.
She
It
always
makes it
curled
worse.
up and everything.
Drool.
Oh.
No. I'm just gonna sit on.
Yeah, she'll scamper out as soon as she sees you coming. All right.
So we are in Sketchville, population guests and a bunch of sketchy people.
Ursa was just about to say, for the record.
For the record, Ursa, you mentioned race is Ursa basically pauses every time she sees anyone with skin as dark as hers because this city is she's used to it by now, but this city is the first place where she's seen people with darker skin because up in the mountains it's pretty much all orcs and white people. So she's
Orcs and white people.
Orcs and white people.
I I just picture New Hampshire being full of orcs and white people.
Yeah. That's kind of my initial reaction too.
Yeah.
One group of them pillages the poor peasants and keeps them oppressed. The other are orcs.
Zing.
Oh my goodness.
The three women that have a context either.
Okay.
So, stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
She starts talking to people, kind of leaving you guys back so that you don't put them off. And eventually, she comes back and she says, "Okay, a friend of mine can give me can show me where we got to be, but is one thing. Do we want to go in as spectators first?
No.
Are you sure you don't want to have a chance to see it?
All right.
Keeping in mind what your character the impression your character doesn't know we're doing this for reconnaissance.
No. Okay.
She assumed you guys
No.
they're just setting you up to fight for.
I guess
Reasons.
it would be helpful to watch the competition.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I don't suppose a lot of the people who fight in this particular ring don't necessarily have repeat performances. It's not quite a tryout. It's but the people who run bigger shows tend to keep an eye on it for talent. So if they see someone impressive, they may give them the opportunity to fight elsewhere.
Cool. So basically, I just go in there.
Are you guys going to tell her about having a... Are you going to
Stage
tell her
name?
about needing a luchador?
Oh, right.
Yeah, Sami's like, just because, and I was just talking to my friend, and they agree is probably the best choice. You probably don't want to go in as Ursa of the Apple Core. That might draw people's attention. They might think it's a gimmick.
Yeah, and we don't want to
Yeah.
have bad press for the bakery.
And honestly, most of the people tend to have big, flashy stage names anyway, so it won't seem out of place. If anything, you going as
You
yourself
like
would
naming
be
things,
Stage
Ursa.
name.
a stage name,
A wrestler name.
something like I can't remember. Some of the names are like Typhoon Justice or Queen Elemental.
Oh, that's what you were doing earlier.
Yeah.
Or say my favorite one.
I want to actually use your favorite one.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Never mind.
Yeah, but just
Huh.
something that
Queen
sounds cool.
Justice.
Please tell me no one has picked Red Snow Crusader.
No,
I will laugh my ass off.
they don't think that's punchy enough.
Yeah.
Aww.
Also, too many syllables.
I don't know whether to
Tell
be
everyone-
happy or slightly insulted.
Eric, did you tell everyone your punny name for us before Apple Core?
What was your funny name for us?
What was that? The Red Fruit Crusaders?
The Red Fruit Crusader.
That's great. But
Ta-da.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
in a parallel universe.
So yeah,
Apparently.
Ursa's basically just thinking over names and kind of muttering them as she goes. And Thunder Bear,
Thunder Bear.
Like, well, you have time to think about that. Don't
Monster
worry.
Demon Bear.
I want
She whispers, while she's thinking about that, I'll give you guys the information that you need. As far as observing, there probably won't be anyone there scanning for potential people. It's just poor people. They don't have anyone of particular relevance. The boss is never going to show up, something like that. So you don't have to worry about that. But I mean, you probably still want to keep a distance, low profile, just so that no one sees that you're there. Because if somebody reports that the Apple Core is there, someone's going to hear about it up the ladder.
Oh, that's good.
All right. The friend says that the matches are usually are usually around midnight, and it seems like tonight's match is going to be in the basement of the office building.
Okay.
So
Crazy Bear.
Crazy bear.
all right. So if you're going in as an entrant, then you probably want to get there maybe an hour before. So,
All right.
so around 11, you'll want to show up and put your name in.
When do spectators typically show up?
Usually, like around the time the show starts. There's a 100 gold entrance fee apparently.
That's fine.
I just thought it's literally if
For spectating or for entering?
For entering as a competitor.
if only I was entering this as like a duo team with like an archer, I could be bear and arrow.
There's apparently a small prize for winning. I think it's
money.
actually no. The entrant. Sorry, I screwed that. The entrant fee is just 1 gold, and the prize is 100 gold. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Because
poor people.
it's poor people. You got to keep that in mind. But 100 gold to them is like, with that I can maybe
Buy food.
Buy
Buy
food,
roof. Buy shoes.
So yeah.
Have a bath.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you guys know where to be and when to be and what you need. And Ursa is thinking about the possible name. So while we do that, let's head back to Pennington and Dodeka. What are you guys up to?
I guess we'd go
Library.
to school, right?
School?
Or is that where the books are kept, or no?
No, there's a library in the wealthier district. The card that you got was for the library in the wealthier district.
Okay.
They don't have spell books in the poorer libraries.
Oh, if we're leaving the Narcissima mansion, she's going to at least say hi to November since she's there, and then be like, November, can I try something just once?
I suppose.
She gives her a hug.
She does. She sort of like, this is nice.
Aw.
I
She's,
didn't.
It's not a really long hug. It's like a decent hug, and she stops. She goes, "Yeah." It's like, no. I just realized that we don't do this as a family, and
No,
others
that's.
do.
I didn't. She doesn't seem like she saw this coming.
Oh.
Whoa.
One thing you might know is that she doesn't look at her own future very much,
Ah.
because she kind of assumes what it is.
Oh. This is the saddest thing. We introduce her to Meepo so they can have fun adventures.
November and Meepo. They fight crime.
They show up as a team duo in the fighting.
But she hugs back and is like, that was nice. I'll be in my room.
Okay. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't be careful, okay?
Aw.
Okay, I will. We'll see you later.
I know.
Aw.
Off to the library.
To the library.
To the book
She
depository.
figured of all the siblings she could possibly feel comfortable giving a hug would be November.
So, are you both going to the library?
Yes.
Okay. Pennington,
Oh dear.
when you enter the library, you see a familiar face sitting at the front.
Who do I recognize?
That would be your brother.
Season does this.
And as soon as he sees your face, he just has this look of utter loathing
Oh dear God.
on your face.
Oh.
Like,
I whisper.
so, here for 2 weeks and you finally show your face.
I
I
was
look over at
planning on
Pennington.
returning to see Brooke as soon as I could, but there were other matters to attend to. I
Well, that's
apologize,
lovely.
dear
No one's
brother.
at Seabrook anymore.
Huh?
We had to sell the home. We don't live there anymore. We've all said it went our separate ways at this point. God knows where father is.
Father?
I haven't heard from him in months.
What about
Poor
the little
guy.
one?
Lives with an aunt.
Where?
I believe they're currently living somewhere north. I can't remember the name of the city. But they're well taken after, I assure you. I'm sending the money as often as I can. Luckily, I have a rather nice job here.
At the library?
Yes, it's quiet, but it pays well.
My rudeness. This is Dodeka Narcissima.
Dodeka looks completely confused as to what's
This
going
is-
on.
You actually know. You probably would have gone to the library once or twice. So you actually seen this guy. You just never knew his name because who knows that guy's name?
I just go in and I read. I don't pay attention to people.
Yeah, but he's like, I know who she is.
And she's like, yes, Pennington. You know the librarian?
I have no idea. I haven't returned home very often because I had matters that we were attending to. Looks at Dodeka.
That's lovely. Your brother decides not to just like completely shit on your parade right now. But he definitely is just like, if you're looking for something, I suggest you find it. I'm not really in a conversation kind of mood right now, and no talking in the library anyway.
Wow.
Bam.
Dodeka's like, oh, she's like, I don't know, it's awkward.
We'll go ahead and find it. I did avenge Mother, if that makes any difference.
Is she alive again?
No.
Then I suppose it doesn't. But at least you feel better.
It just kind of clicks in Dodeka's head who this person might be, and her jaw just drops.
Oh my god.
And she covers it up like, oh god, this is awkward.
I was wondering how long it would take you to go to the library. I thought it would be like one of the first places you guys went to.
No, seriously, for the past like 2 weeks, Pat has been like, you guys didn't go to the library.
Now
Very. It's like,
Yeah.
very well. I don't even. As you don't want conversation, I don't want conversation. I brusquely walk into the library.
All right.
She lets him walk by, and then she presents the note.
Oh, all right. I believe I know which spellbook this is. He looks through a catalog. It looks magically sorted, although he doesn't necessarily need to seem to be actually using any magic himself. He's just manipulating a magic item that sort of allows him to sort through. And he's like, yes, pulls out a particular spellbook and flips to a page, and he puts it down for you to look at. I'm afraid you can't take this outside of the library, but you may take it into the study and read as you need.
She nods, she says, thank you very much.
All right.
Doesn't really know what else to say. Like, kind of wants to say something, but it's like, I really shouldn't say something. I'm going to walk away from the book now.
Very nice. So, yeah, you can take it into the study. Hold on, I got to refresh my memory on how the learning new spells thing works again. Spell book. Learning new spells, borrowed spells, adding a spell, spells copied from another spell book. All right, you must spend 1 hour studying the spell. At the end of the hour, you must make a spellcraft check. DC 15. You guys can cast 3rd level spells, right?
Yep.
Actually, wait, you cannot. That's
right.
a problem.
That is a problem. Because
The one person that can learn the spell cannot learn this.
Oh boy. Well, and you can't craft a scroll, can you?
no,
Can you?
I don't have. I think it's a feat.
It's a feat, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you learned it just by default.
Nope.
Do wizards?
I thought wizards got it as like a free bonus feat.
Scribe
Can
scroll.
can they only do it with spells they know, though?
Yeah, I think you can. Can you copy spells that you can't cast into your spellbook? I thought the save DC for learning it was just higher, and then when you got
It
to
might
the
be.
level, you could cast them.
Any spell that you can create a scroll of any spell that you know.
No,
No.
I mean just to for Pennington to copy it into his spellbook.
Oh, perhaps. I mean, you can copy the notes for it at least.
Yeah,
And
because the other thing is that way. Crap! I was just thinking of a way we could use it. It's worth
Okay.
having it just for the sake of having it.
All right. So hold on. Magical guidance. You're going to do a spellcraft check to see if you can transcribe the spell properly into your spellbook.
I'll use my inventive feat or my inventive trait and add +4.
Give you +4? Okay, go for it. That succeeds.
Yay!
Yeah. Thankfully, the inventive thing helped you succeed it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have.
Awesome.
Because it was a DC 23. But yes, non-detection will protect you from scrying and detect spells. Any spell that begins with detect. Hang on. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it does require diamond dust worth 50 gold in order to cast it as a component. It becomes difficult to detect by divination spells such as clairaudience, clairvoyance, locate object, and detect spells. Non-detection also prevents location by such magic items as crystal balls. If divination is attempted against the warrior creature or item caster, if the divination must succeed on a caster level check against a DC of 11 plus the caster level of the spellcaster. If you cast non-detection on yourself or on an item currently in your possession, the DC is 15 plus your caster level. If cast on a creature, non-detection wards the creature's gear as well as the creature itself. So that is a level 3 spell for sorcerers and wizards. So, yeah.
Well, I'd mention that to Dodeka. I'd be like, I understand the basics of it, but I cannot cast that.
But you can, because you probably would assume that some of your family members probably know how to cast it.
Probably. If they knew how to cast it, would they be able to teach me how to cast it?
You're a sorcerer.
Yes, that's why I'm assuming that would work.
Well, basically, if you would have to pick it during level up, you wouldn't be able to cast it.
Well, it was worth a shot anyway.
Yeah, sorry. But I mean, what I was saying is if you wanted to craft an item that had non-detection and you had a family member who could do it, then you'd have to coerce them into getting their help to help you, impart that ability onto items.
Yeah.
If you want to give
or we could just hire someone.
I say to Dodeka, I'm like, we should probably have a plan B. I mean, is there any other ways to avoid getting our thoughts cried on or thought upon?
She says, well, no.
Not that you know.
Not that I know of. It also depends on what
Rack my thoughts and try to think about it.
Very
With an 11,
different.
not so much.
No.
She says, we can see if we can find anything in the library that might mention something. So I guess we.
Well,
she's like,
do you
I'm
want to ask
not.
my brother, because he doesn't seem to want to talk to me.
Yes. I'm sorry about that. And she like pats him on the shoulder kind of awkwardly and then goes.
Okay.
Go ask this question.
Yes, it appears you're not the only one with family problems. Says.
I bet family problems are a common occurrence. At least you don't have 12 of them. That's something, right?
Yeah.
I guess. Alright, she goes to talk to Librarian Jude, who she still does not know the name of.
I forgot what I
She's
named,
going to ask.
honestly.
I don't think you actually gave him a name.
Dawson Umberwood.
Oh, you did give him a name. All right, that's what his name is now. Dawson. I'll write that down.
Before she goes to talk to him, she does ask Pennington, what's his name? I've actually never asked it. I feel bad now. And I'm assuming he tells her.
Yep.
Okay. She goes and she says, Dawson, is it?
Yes. Dodeka, correct?
Yes, thank you. I was wondering if you could help us find a bit of information. We're doing research on methods to prevent mind reading.
And when you say we, I assume that includes Penn?
Yes.
What makes you
Mostly,
think I would want to help
mostly
him?
I don't know what happens between you two, and I know it's none of my business. But to tell you the truth,
He never
she's-
told you.
no, he's very quiet about his past. We know that he really hated Thorin. Really hated Thorin.
I have no idea who that's supposed to be. Unless it's that
mother.
crazy person that he always insisted was truly the one to blame for our mother's death. Not that any of us really cared. We probably would have just appreciated it if he had helped out a little more when our father had started drinking.
Well, apparently
Instead,
he's
he
not
just
aware of
consumed
this.
himself in guilt and decided that that was more important than actually helping the family that had been left alive.
She looks very sad. She's like, I'm so sorry to hear that.
And so you're asking if I can continue to help him do things other than help the family that, granted, at this point, doesn't really need his help anymore because it wouldn't do much good, but still helping him do something completely unrelated to the responsibilities that he left behind. I'm just trying to explain to you why I'm hesitant to help you, that's all.
No, I understand. I do. You know my family. Come on. Like, we don't have problems.
The Narcissima family is clearly not the most fun family to be in, I'll give you that, but I don't believe that your family ever really has difficulty feeding your children at night.
No, we have emotionally crippling problems where giving a hug to one another is apparently an offense. We also apparently are more than willing to put ourselves in danger if it means one-upping another. We just lost a brother to that very fact. We would not call for help even though he needed it because he wanted to be together. What a stupid way to die.
Agreed. I assume that this is for something actually important.
Important is arguable, but it is something that needs to be done. And it's more for our safety than anything else.
I suppose I don't want him dead.
No, you really don't.
Pennington mutters beneath his breath from afar because he's listening in, but he's just like, he's in a distance. He just mutters, he's like, that's nice to know.
Well, I do believe that in one of the wealthier magic shops, they do sell a thing called the Ring of Mind Shielding. As far as spells go, I'm afraid that the one that I referred to you is probably the only one particularly good at blocking any sort of mind spells, but if you need something other than just a spell, that item might do well. Also, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that it's a somewhat trivial matter to block lower level detection spells, just a thick block of wood or stone or iron or even a thin sheet of lead supposedly can block it.
She's like, really?
Yes.
Fascinating. Oh, well, thank you very much.
But
she's like puzzled. She's like, wow, really?
Yes, but that is a commonly known flaw, and they might be looking for that if it's something they rely on.
Fair enough. That's just interesting, though. I wonder why it does that. Shit, I'm gonna have to research more into that later. Anyway, thank you very much, and I hope you will be able to match the future.
Very good.
Okay.
And I would ask that if you need to go to a library to look things up, try going to the one in the middle district if you're going to go with Pennington. I'd rather not see him very often if I don't have to.
Fair enough. But I could go by myself, right? I really like this library.
I suppose.
Like
Just don't expect me to talk much more about my family issues.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. The services here are very great. Appreciated.
We do try to provide the best for those who are directly related to the executive council. Yada yada yada.
Well, thank you very much. All right. I guess that's it.
All right. Do you guys all reconvene at Beartopia, or do you guys want to do something else before you sort of?
I imagine Beartopia would be my Dodeka's next final destination for the
Was
day.
Ursa going to actually go fight tonight?
Well, at the but I mean, I still have a few hours until it's nighttime.
All right, cool.
Yeah, then in the meantime.
In the meantime, I guess we head home and I eat something and think of names.
Yeah. I take back. Dodeka would check the store to see how much that ring cost.
The ring of
Shielding.
that's
It
8,000
costs
retail.
8,000.
Yep. All right, she figured as much, but she would have checked anyway.
Yep. Yeah, if you
it would take about 4 days to craft one, even if you could find someone to craft the spell.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get started. It's just wait 4 days, really?
I thought it was like 8 hours for every 1,000 gold.
I'll look into it.
And
It is. It said, all right. What it exactly says is it's 1 day per 1,000 gold.
yeah, well, it's 8 hours, and you can only use 8 hours of item crafting in a day.
I see where you're getting that now. Okay, because
Yeah. 1,000. So it would take a total of 64 hours.
No, it's the base price. So the 4,000 gold to craft it, not the 8,000 total price.
Oh, the base. Okay.
I thought it was
No. 8,000 is the base price. 4,000. It's half the base price for crafting it.
Oh, okay.
So it's 64 hours to craft one. But I mean, Lord knows how long it'll take for you guys to get to the point where you will need it. So if you got started on it sooner, then you might have it ready by the time you actually need something like it. It's something to think about anyway.
Dodeka would want to practice item crafting first. She really wanted to make that hat of disguise. It's going to be very useful in this mission, I am sure.
Mm-hmm. So
But first, talk to everybody about
all right.
planning.
So, do you guys want to leave Ursa out of the conversation of the planning, or do you want to let her go off in some room, still thinking of her stage persona?
Yeah, we should send her off and be like, you should go practice. Practice your get a pose on.
Yeah.
All right.
Decided upon a stage name.
Sami actually volunteers to help her with that, sort of like I can. She can bounce her ideas off of me, and I'll let her know what might play better to her demographic.
Nuria very gratefully says thank you.
My pleasure. So they're off doing that. I'll change the locale here real quick. What do you guys wish to discuss as a group?
Well, Dodeka reveals what her and Pennington have found. She doesn't say anything about Pennington's brother unless he wants to bring it up, so she respects that anyway.
Ursa, I assume you're in the training room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hanging out, yelling at the walls.
Sami would be there too.
Basically, she just tells him, mind shielding is very difficult. It's possible I could convince one of my siblings to help me craft an item, but then I was like, I just started learning about that, so I kind of want to practice on
Yeah, well, that's fine. I think that tonight, our kind of first recon, I don't think we'll need that. I think we should just kind of get a lay of the land, see how things feel, and continue working on trying to shield our thoughts.
That's the thing. The only way to shield our thoughts is I tell her the methods. She's like, now we could line Ursa's armor or helm
It
with lead
depends.
or something.
Ursa doesn't need anything. She's going there as a fighter.
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah, she
That's
doesn't need to
true.
guide her mind. That was the whole
That's
point of
true.
not
Also,
telling.
adding lead to armor
Yeah,
is like a
And
really
we
bad
as
idea.
spectators, it's fine. We will only need the mental, we will only need to shield our minds when we start getting closer to the boss.
But we will know when that is.
Yes, it's not going to be in the poor-ass district where it's a gold to enter a fight.
Exactly. It will be in one of the higher ones. We'll have to continue to move her through the fighting ranks until she gets to the higher ranking one.
Yes. Exactly.
Alright. I think really all should be disguised, if only because if Apple Core is found at this event,
Well, also, I mean, not to sound callous to Ursa's budding fighter career, but do we all have to go?
You don't want to support her? No, I was kidding.
Dodeka's like, I would worry leaving her all by herself. Personally. Not that she's not capable. It's just that sometimes she gets lost in the moment, you know?
Nuria kind of follows that up with, yeah, I think right now not everyone has to go.
It's true. Well, I guess as long as someone's sort of there to keep an eye on her, and if she gets too injured, they can carry her home or whatever.
I think I'm probably the least conspicuous of us.
Oh, goodness sakes, I'll just cast disguise on you, you'll be fine.
All right, shall I go then?
Are we all in agreement on that?
Yeah.
What's the... I didn't quite hear that.
Oh, I was saying I'm the least conspicuous of us. I'm, magical disguises. I'll go. Plus, I'm also, person gets in over her head and things start to get heated. I'm probably the best equipped to extricate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Nuria says that.
Sorry.
Oh, Nuria was just going to say, Sami should go as well. She knows the area. She can be of help.
I nod and I get ready to go.
All right. So what are you guys going to be wearing to the event specifically?
I can cast disguise person on. Well, no one knows Surya. No one knows Suri is a part of our group yet necessarily. Sami, I'm sorry. I call her Suri. So I guess she wouldn't necessarily need disguise, especially since he's a local. People would probably have seen her before. Benedictus, however, she would probably want to cast disguise on just so he looks.
I did look up after you did that. Disguise self is a personal spell.
Is it really? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Hence disguise self.
Self. That's why I want to make the hat.
Yeah.
All right.
But I don't know. Does Nuria have the ability to make potions for disguise yet?
I don't think so, but I can check.
Yeah, I just double check that. I can't remember either.
Well, if anything, Dodeka knows a little bit about makeup.
This is true. Who has a good disguise check?
I do. I have some ranks in disguise. I could attempt to. I have a disguise kit.
Yeah, you can use that on others as well. I believe you don't have to use the disguise check on yourself.
Yeah, there's also the fact that, I won't need much making up, enough to make me look like some other random blonde 18-year-old.
Yes.
Yes.
I need to number what's disguise check is 12. That's not very good.
Jeez.
That's all right though. Let me look at the DC.
So wait, sorry, just to clarify, are we all going?
No.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
going.
Who is going?
Ursa.
Ursa's going, obviously. Is Dodeka going?
No. Dodeka is going to leave this in their very capable hands, and she's going to start working on the items she wants to work on.
Okay.
you
We'll
want me
we'll
to-
retroactively decide what she's working on later.
Yeah.
All right. Is Nuria going?
Nuria wants to go, but she doesn't know if it's a good idea if she does because she's really conspicuous.
And you do have Sami going. So
Yeah.
what about Pennington?
Do you want me to sneak in? I can attempt to. So invisibility only lasts a good 6 minutes.
I mean,
But I can also sneak behind something and keep hidden.
I don't know. I think we shouldn't be so cautious this first time because that raises suspicion.
I just think that we shouldn't really make it known that Apple Core is there. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Sure.
We don't have to go all out.
I will
But I
go
mean-
be casually covert, and then as she rises up the ranks, as it would make more sense for Apple Core to be intrigued in her progress, then we can all show up.
Yeah, sounds good.
okay. So, yeah, disguise. Your role is pretty good. It's not great, but since not a lot of people,
I mean, I could
Wouldn't
take
say.
20. I mean,
you could take a 10. What's
take
your
a 10 on
disguise?
it.
What's your disguise check rank?
It is 7.
Okay, so if you took a 10, it would be 17. And it would be a +5 because you're just changing minor details. It's not like you're trying to make passes different gender or race or something.
Sure.
So I would say that it's probably, you have a 22. I don't think anybody would recognize you anyway. So I think you could probably pass as incognito. As for Ursa, I mean, is she going to be wearing a costume?
Ursa. Well.
Somebody might say, "Oh, they wear costumes all the time." It's
And
part of the
fun.
thing.
It's like
Okay. So,
Something not
right.
fair
I mean,
related.
you want something flashy because you want people to get noticed. You want them to offer you to participate in the better ones down the road. Because these are small time. You're not going to have any challenges here. But if you want some real fight challenges, you need to really impress some people.
Okay. She's gonna. She doesn't ever take her scarf off, so she leaves that on.
I think that'll be
Then
fine.
What?
She said, "I think that'll be fine. It gives you character. Makes you look like a superhero, whatever that is."
And then from there she's like, well, blue scarf. Maybe I'll just go blue, and like so she's just decked out in like blue, awesome blue shit, like with like bear designs and shit. Like nothing she's ever worn in public before, but like radical blue.
I mean, since you guys are kind of throwing this together, it looks a little silly.
Yeah.
Kind of like you guys have seen the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Sort of like his first human spider outfit.
His sweatshirt
Yeah,
with the
Yes.
spider logo.
yeah. You're not quite like Spider-Man yet, but so like, what were some names you were thinking of?
Well, I'm wearing blue now, so how about the blue baller?
Baller? Why a baller? What does that have to do with anything?
Well,
What about the blue brawler?
the blue brawler.
That's kind
the
of
blind
stumbles.
bandit.
I mean, why not just the blue bear? Why don't you want to have the bear?
The blue baller. Yeah.
I mean, people know Ursa. They don't necessarily know that it means bear in some ancient language.
Of unknown origin.
Huh.
Well-
oh yeah.
As long as you stop telling everybody that it's like the bear, I think you'll be fine.
Well, I mean, technically the Narcissima family's names are also all that.
Well, yes, but no one catches on to that either.
That's true.
Otherwise, they think it's very strange. But yeah, it's like I think you can call yourself Blue Bear, and no one would really figure out that it's you. I mean, People pick weird, crazy animal names all the time.
The honey badger.
The honey badger.
I mean, there's the big Yeti,
So cute.
the atomic goblin, Kid Wolf.
I think the only issue is that we have a giant mansion that looks like a bear.
True.
Yeah, all right, that's a fair point.
all the less reason not to suspect us.
What-
I'd be like, oh.
What about something to do?
Then again, no one would have ever seen you
I
out
like
in
the
the.
blue baller.
Why? Okay, why? I don't really like in a D&D context. Like, what the hell does baller even mean?
No, blue ball. Like, I blue
Oh, blue baller.
I
I
crushed
see.
their
I see.
testicles.
I
You
see.
didn't
Oh,
get that?
God.
I didn't know.
No, but baller, as in she
I thought,
crushed
like-
his balls.
You see, I was thinking
wondering
like
why you
blue
were
and then baller, like you know, totally baller. Like that's what I thought you were implying.
No,
Like I wasn't putting that together at
like
all.
she crushes balls.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
The nutcracker.
Tommy's like, you might want to go stay away from that because you want something that they can like put on like billboards and stuff.
You know, little kid.
What about something to do with
Benedictus is staying.
Skullwrath Mountains? What? What about something to do with Skullwrath Mountains, where you're from?
That's a good idea.
Something like scary, like the Eviscerator. Oh,
From parts unknown. No.
Skull bear.
What?
Skull bear.
Skull bear. Well, it's still bear. I mean, they might not notice. I mean, honestly, a lot of these people, the people in this particular area have never been to the rich quarter anyway. They have no idea you have a mansion
Yeah,
shaped
but
like a
she's
bear.
going to
The
use this name
Terminator?
eventually.
Terminator? Nah. What does that even mean?
The
Don't
raging
terminate.
bear.
Raging bear?
Wrath of the Bear.
Wrathful bear.
What about...
The anti-bear.
You don't have to necessarily go with bear. You could go with something bear related, like cub
Thunderclaws.
or
Skull Cub.
Cubone.
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 Skull Kid.
Skull Kid.
I think that's trademarked.
You could go with like
It's not
major
trademarked
somewhere in
in
there,
D&D.
Yeah.
like you know. I mean, we could just call you the Blue Bear for now and change your name to later if you want.
The Skullwrath warrior.
Skullwrath Warrior sounds okay.
Yeah.
that sounds perfect.
Yeah, the Skullwrath warrior.
From parts unknown.
From parts unknown.
The Warrior.
Yes.
Warrior is right.
Warrior.
The boulder puts the
I was
heart in
thinking
the
more
dirt.
Ultimate Warrior, but all right, that works too. All right. So, Skullwrath Warrior it is, for now anyway. If they pick you up, they might like have their PR guys change your name or whatever. But yeah,
No mafia
I think this should be
works well.
all right if this is really something you're interested in. I mean,
Yes.
just try not to kill anybody.
Of course not. I have no plan to.
All
I
right.
don't like killing people. I mean, unless they're assholes.
I mean, unless they try to kill you first, in which
Oh,
case,
yeah.
make it quick.
of course.
Somebody's very understanding that sometimes you have no choice.
Yes.
If someone tries to kill you, you try to kill them right back.
All right, so I don't actually have a map for the first arena just because this isn't going to be a fight that I'm going to need you to roll anything. There's no chance this person's ever going to possibly land a blow on you. So this is all about showmanship.
Okay.
You really have to sell
Use your imagination.
Ursa as somebody who can really have stage presence. Because that's what really matters, right?
Oh,
You're going to win this fight. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. As soon as you get to this place, it's a huge fucking mess. They're all in the basement of this office building that's almost never used by anybody because the government does not give a shit about this part of the city. It is basically just this is where they stick the people that like they don't like in the upper government whenever they disappoint someone. They're like, you get to take care of the inner city. Have fun with that. and they just don't care. So they sometimes will just sell the bottom area off at night so that they can use it for various illegal purposes. In this particular case, they're using it for their fight for this night. They change locations every once in a while so they stay on top of the police that only marginally care and sometimes show up just to get paid off.
Except for that, very difficult Gordon fellow. He's always trying to ruin their fun.
Sure.
So, in any case, I don't think they have police commissioners. So, you get there. It's a fucking mess, chaos. Every single kind of creature in the city that you've ever seen or heard of is there, scrambling and yelling and passing around drugs and beating people up.
So it's a good time.
It's a good time, and this is all happening around a circle that isn't really all that well marked. But it's just kind of. I'm trying to think of a good. Have you guys seen the movie Ong Bak?
No.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's like that fight arena where it's just like it's kind of like a bar, and there's just like a circle of people all around this like area, and there's a box in the upper area.
Yeah.
That is like you can't really see who's in there, but they have like a tinted glass so they can see through. It's probably magical.
Yeah.
Who knows who's up there? But down there it's just mud and mess and blood and just smells awful. It's really hot. People are throwing gold all over the place, betting and losing and beating each other up. But you guys get there a little bit early, and mostly it's just a whole bunch of people. And Ursa, you get up to the registration desk. I mean, it's not really. It's just some guy with writing on a scrap of paper, and he's just sort of like, "All right, where's your entrance fee?"
Entrance fee?
Yeah,
The
entrance fee.
Skullwrath Warrior needs no entrance fee.
Yeah.
Nor does she need introduction.
He rolls his eyes. He's like, "Save it for the ring." It's a gold entrance fee.
Okay. I.
He grabs it. He's like, "All right, what's your?" He said, "Skullwrath Warrior."
Skullwrath Warrior.
Well, okay then. Skullwrath Warrior. You're going to be up against Butch Dingus.
Just Dingus who dares challenge the Skullwrath.
I told you I'd get to use it.
What manner of man dares challenge the Skullwrath Warrior?
You see just kind of like sort of goblinoid type person with like he's got like a rusty mace sort of dragging behind him. He's sort of like he's like wearing a cape made out of some like blue cloth, and he just kind of has a vacant expression on it. And he just sort of and on his just misspelled Butch Dingus on his shirt.
Oh, yes. I point to him from across the room, like I completely notice that he is a complete doofus, but I don't care because I'm talking to the crowd at this point.
Well, you're not up yet.
I'm in the locker room. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's not the crowd. Like, if there are people there, they're just like placing bets on shit. And like,
I point at him and I'm like, you will be consumed.
he looks at you. He just looks over to his friend and he's like, "Are you sure about this, man?" And he's like, "Dude, don't show weakness, man. You're the Butch Dingus." He's like, "I don't even know what that means, man."
I don't know what I'm doing here, man.
I'm killing Kaylie over here, so I should probably stop for now.
I kind of pat Ursa on the shoulder and say, "I think you have this well in hand," and try to muscle myself to the front of the arena.
Okay. You're not wearing any disguises?
I'm wearing kind of like a half-assed disguise from Pennington, since he didn't roll terribly well. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it was. I think he rolled like a. Yeah. He took it to. Okay. Yeah. It's 22. So yeah, you're fine.
Oh,
what are
it's
you
22?
wearing?
I thought it was a 12.
No, he took a 10, which ended up being a 17, which is adjusted by +5 because it's just changing minor details.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, in that case, yeah. No one's gonna... I'm not exactly wearing a Red Snow Crusader t-shirt.
Okay, yeah. No one recognizes you, as far as you can
Alright.
tell. So yeah, things get a little rowdy. Someone offers you some drugs.
I pass.
All right. And
crap, what's her name?
Sumia?
Sami?
Sami.
Oh, wait, why do I keep on? God damn it.
Sami is there too, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
She was your in, so like she kind of, they're like, these guys are with me kind of thing.
Mhm.
But she still has some street cred.
Which will soon be destroyed by hanging out with us.
Nah, maybe.
I'm sure she won't really care, considering how she doesn't seem to like that lifestyle.
Not
Yeah.
really, no, but yeah. So, there's not much of a locker room. It's mostly just like a, cramped bathroom that they just stuck you guys all in, and people are getting on like weird makeshift costumes and stuff, and it's just like,
The Skullwrath Warrior is displeased at the state of this establishment.
Pleasant's like, oh great, another one. God, I swear some of these people don't get it's just a character, man. You hear someone in the back of the bathroom being quiet, working on something very carefully, and you see somebody who's like mixing something in the sink of the bathroom, and it looks like alchemical in nature.
Bathtub gin.
Bathtub alchemy.
Amazing. The Skullwrath Warrior is amazed at the feeble, weak creatures that surround her.
You hear someone in the back going, man, I'm glad I don't have to fight her.
They brew their little potions in the sink. They wear their little names with their little costumes. The Skullwrath Warrior.
I forgot there was a cat behind my computer and I just saw it pop out.
What happened? What happened?
I forgot there was a cat right here.
Oh,
and
poor thing.
And the paw just popped out.
Okay, so,
Sorry.
yeah, does anyone want to place any bets?
Skullwrath Warrior has defeated 10
Sure, I'll bet on the
adversaries.
Skullwrath Warrior.
How much?
5 gold. What's the hell? What are the odds?
She's a unheard, but the rumblings from the back, from their sources in the back, seem like she's very confident, making a lot of noise, which can be either, somebody trying to just scare people because they don't have it, or somebody who's actually that good. So they're kind of putting the odds rather low at just 2 to 1 for now.
Okay.
Until she's had a chance to prove herself. 5 gold. That's nice.
This is your chance to make bank, Benedictus.
I don't want to draw attention.
I know.
You see just a sort of halfling guy show up in the middle of the ring. He's like, all right, we're going to start the first fight before we go. First rule of fight. Sorry, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go there. All right, rules are, there are no rules.
The best kind of rules for the Skullwrath.
Well, actually, there's one rule. You fight until one person gives up or dies or passes out.
This appeases the Skullwrath Warrior.
All right. Now, those of you standing in the front row, we are not held liable for any injuries you may sustain during the viewing.
May/will sustain.
And suddenly I have an accent.
Okay.
I'm rolling with it. All right.
You have to get into the boat.
The first match of the night are between, he looks at his stupid paper, the Skullwrath Warrior and Butch Dingus.
Yes, it is I come at last to save this city.
As he says that, somebody runs out from the whispers in his ears. I've been told that Butch Dingus has gone home.
What a pussy!
You scared Butch.
Instead, the first match will be between the Skullwrath Warrior and Admiral Dynamite.
Do they even have dynamite in D&D?
Yeah, I think so. I believe they do. Yeah, actually. Let me look at it.
They
I
have
didn't want
bombs. They have dynamite.
to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have dynamite.
Dr. Nobel lived in this world.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Everyone's-
In my
it's a
world, they have
family-
dynamite.
It's a family name.
It's a family name. All right, so you see this time you see a guy who's actually quite a bit better built. He's actually half orc, and he's not wearing like much of a fancy costume. He's mostly it looks like he kind of looks. He has sort of a makeup of a soot kind of makeup on his face that sort of makes it look like there was an explosion in his face.
That's
You're not sure if it's makeup or if he actually just blew something up in his face before he went on stage. Either is plausible. He walks into the thing, he sort of cracks his neck, crunches his knuckle, and is sort of like, "You ready, girl?"
Only if you and the rest of the city are ready for the Skullwrath Warrior to save this whole land from evil tiny warriors like you.
All right, I'm gonna roll a reflex save on you because you're monologuing.
And she starts monologuing. Oh, hi, Becky.
Yeah, Shonanitis.
You have good reflex saves. He throws a punch at you, but you manage to catch it.
And I keep
While you're monologuing. Oh god! You sort
Did
of
she
like,
catch it?
yeah, she caught the punch.
I'm just imagining you like
Oh,
spinning
oh,
this guy through the air while still monologuing.
Yeah, I know.
exactly what I'm doing.
What are you saying?
It's here to save your city from feeble warriors like this tiny pathetic morsel. This tiny pathetic morsel. And I fling him
All right.
to the ground.
He is flung to the ground. He scrambles back up, puts up his dukes.
I put medics.
All right. He lunges forward. Like I said, we don't have to roll this really.
Okay.
But yeah, just tell me what you do.
I do really like I am not at all a hand-to-hand person, but I try to make it look like I am, so I'm doing all these bobbing and weaving and
Copying
Scrolling
things
about.
you've seen
Some
Benedictus
stuff you might have
do.
seen. Yes,
Yeah.
Benedictus.
see Benedictus do with haha, yes, you think I'm there? I'm really over here. And I sucker punch him in the side of the head.
I kind of, I'm looking at her being like, oh no, you're horribly off balance. Oh no, you don't do it like at least she's winning.
At least she's winning.
Probably give pointers later.
Gut punch, head punch, punch to the face.
At one point, he takes a punch, but then he sort of lunges forward and bashes his head into yours.
Oh, the Skullwrath Warriors Mountain is as hard as the rocks of the Skullwrath Mountains.
He's like, "Oh, you're actually from Skullwrath? Oh, I've actually got some family there."
We should meet up later. If you survive.
We should meet up later. You sir.
I'll buy you a drink if you dare to live.
He's like, "Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, just punch.
Wailing on each other, and eventually,
At a certain point, I guess you get him in a hold of some kind.
I get him in a sleeper hold because I don't want to actually kill him, but I do know how to choke hold people until
You do know how to choke a bitch.
I know how to choke a bitch.
So yeah,
And I'm just cackling and ha
and eventually he taps out.
ha! The Skullwrath Warrior is victorious.
Ding ding. All right, Eric. Benedictus gets 10 gold.
Yay!
No.
My
Uh, Yeah, the odds are still 1 to 2 because that was a pretty impressive show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I doubled
yeah,
down.
It's pretty rare. All right, so it's 10 down.
That's hilariously awesome.
So yeah, you go back. And as you go back, the Admiral Dynamite's sort of like, you really want to go get a drink later or something?
Yeah, right on, man.
Cool.
I totally
And,
dropped it.
and he sort of like skips off. Sort of,
Oh,
he's like, that was so cool. I met a nice lady today. Aw. So, someone behind the scenes is like, all right, your next.
Admiral Dynamite. Yes.
Looks like your next guy is Phoenix Fungus.
Oh my god. Fungus.
This
What
is
is
just gonna be a bunch
fungus?
of guys chucking rocks at each other, isn't it?
What is fungus but something the Skullrat warrior can crush beneath her bootail?
He's like, well, actually, I do think he is a heel, technically speaking, but you don't have to worry about that. Just go.
Okay.
The terminology, I've been in this business a while.
Who's that?
There's personality types. Your face, he's a heel.
Okay. I understand your strange language.
That's great, Skullwrath Warrior. That's you show him. All right, so next match comes up. This guy actually has a little more of a showmanship thing going on, where he's like looks incredibly stinky. Like he just is, like he looks like he just. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll roll it for you.
Thank you.
He's just looking. Oh man, you actually do pretty bad.
Mm.
So you almost like pass out from how much this guy probably hasn't bathed in his entire life.
Oh god.
He's like, I guess. I didn't decide on his race, but we'll just say he's human. Make it simple. And he's just sort of like going around to the audience, and he's just sort of like, yeah.
The audience is like, oh god, no, why is he
The
there?
audience is like, boo. They're booing him, but he's like reveling in it. He's just like, yeah,
So
I'm stinky.
Ursa's eyes are kind of watering and she's kind of like leaning back a little, but she's still like, the Skullrat warrior has smelled fouler smells on daisies.
Wait, does that make sense?
No, it doesn't
No.
at all, but it is Ursa, so I think we'll let it fly. It is like, Skullrat warrior, you're going down. I'm going to
No.
bury you 6 feet under and use the fungus from your grave to make my smell worse.
No, just you are going down.
Maybe I'll go down into the mud, but like the phoenix, I'll come rising back up.
Well,
That's why my name is Phoenix Fungus.
the phoenix cannot destroy a mountain. A fungus cannot destroy a mountain. Nothing destroys a mountain.
The
A mountain stands forever until.
halfling rep is like, all right, enough banter. Let's get on with it.
Okay.
Go!
Ah!
Phoenix Fungus actually takes out like a chain weapon from his pocket and starts whacking you with it,
Oh, shit.
keeping his distance.
Oh! Fighting like a coward.
If that's what you call it, I call it being smart. Thunk, thunk, thunk.
Let's see.
Didn't you bring a weapon? Thunk, thunk, thunk.
Ursa.
You are allowed to bring a weapon.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of
If you don't want something that betrays your identity, you use Shatter Spike.
I do that. I draw a shadow spike, and I'm like, I basically, like, are his moves pretty predictable? Like, he's not, like, one.
Yeah, he's just doing normal stuff. that
Okay,
you
so
pick up.
when I see it coming, I hold up the sword and let the chain wrap around the blade,
All right.
and then as soon as it's, like, tightly, like, wound, I yank, and I try to pull him off his feet.
You don't actually pull him off his feet because Shatter Spike just breaks the chain.
Okay, that's fine.
Because Shatter Spike's designed to break weapons.
Yes.
So it does that pretty well, and he's just sort of like, crap, and just throws the sticks at you.
I just...
And then just starts like bobbing and weaving. He at this point, he's just sort of like, fuck. And he just sort of like hopes that the smell, makes you wobbly enough.
Fortunately, I have like 3 or 4 feet of distance with this longsword. So I essentially just start like trying to beat him over the head with the flat of the blade because I don't want to I don't want to kill this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he deserves to die if he hasn't bathed, but
All right. So,
Cleanliness is godliness, then you're a demon.
as he bobs in, and he's just sort of like, "I'm too fast for you. I'm too fat." Thunk. Thunk.
no.
Skullwrath Warrior wins another one. All right. So yeah, you go back in. All right. Your last match of the day is going to be with the Smooth Shadow. Whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, you go out and you actually hear the announcer saying, "All right, the next match is between Bulldog Ironstorm and Smooth Shadow." And as soon as you get out, you see like Bulldog Ironstorm just thunk.
Oh shit. Oh.
Like, wow, that was the shortest match we've had all night. All right, next match is it's just 2 other people.
I try to peer past it to see who the shadow
You actually you basically just see a black figure sort of weave into the audience and just sort of vanish.
It's that shadow baby from the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yes, that's exactly who it is. So, yeah, you might be getting a little worried. But yeah, some time passes. For the next one, Benedictus, you actually see the odds have gone up to 5-1 against Ursa. Do you want to bet again?
Yep, but I have 20 gold now, so yeah, 20.
All right. All right, this is going to be your final match of the night. Smooth Shadow and you are apparently the semi-finalists for this particular competition. So everyone else is either passed out, unable to compete, or just left. So it's down to you two. So put on a good show for the
So the Skullwrath Warrior always puts on a good show.
That's what you call it. So you come out and you actually see a black cloaked figure just sort of throw it off, and he's just kind of a weird, unassuming pale guy. Very skinny, lanky. He's not carrying any weapons. Not dressed. No.
The Skullwrath Warrior will snap you like the birch twig that you are.
He just sort of cocks his head at you.
You will be destroyed and turned into birch mulch, and I will drink you in a soda that I will invent.
The announcer's like, all right, want a good match? And between Skullwrath Warrior and what's his name again? Smooth Shadow. Fight! Smooth Shadow just sort of points opposite direction. Will save. You fail. You look to see what he's pointing at. You turn back, he's not there anymore.
The gloriousness to my mystery.
You feel a very powerful funk against the top of your head. It doesn't knock you out, but a lesser man might have gotten knocked out by such an attempt.
The Skullwrath Warrior will defeat you!
And he just sort of like a newt gecko thing just sort of wraps himself around you.
What the Christy shit?
He's just sort of like, and he's just like bashing against your head while he's on top of your back.
I rage.
Oh boy.
Oh.
The audience sees your eyes go red and they're just sort of like, oh shit.
I let out like a horrendous roar, and then I essentially just leap backwards off the ground, and like not like exactly suplexing him, but I am just going down on my back to crush him beneath me.
If you want to suplex him, you can.
Okay, I suplex him.
All right, you suplex him, and he doesn't quite snap like a twig. You don't kill him, but yeah, he's definitely down for the count after that one. And he's Good God, you're a barbarian?
The Skullwrath Warrior's many things.
Victory goes to the Skullwrath Warrior. Ding, ding, ding. The audience goes crazy. They're just like, did you see what her eyes did? It was fucking rad. She cleared like 10 feet in the air. That was awesome. So yeah, audience is crazy. It just becomes a blood orgy.
God.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it.
It just becomes a blood.
Let's just call it a really intense mosh pit. Blood orgy is a little excessive.
I was like, wait, there, Pat.
I extricate myself the fuck out of there. Make sure Sami gets out okay too.
She's fine. She's dealt with worse.
Yeah. So cool. I have 100
Yeah.
gold.
As you go back to your thing, which is now a lot more empty, you actually are approached by a man in a nice, like, robes sort of approach.
Hermione.
This is officially the George R. Myers. So my dad knows him. Fuck you. No. I ain't having that shit. So he says, "You fought very well, Barbarian.
The Skullwrath Warrior.
You can drop the act."
Yeah, I know. I totally fucking owned those guys. It was awesome.
That's fantastic.
This is great. I love illegal fighting.
There were actually.
What?
No, let's peep the illegal part a little.
Of course. I get it.
We're interested in. Before we were kind of. We were impressed, but once we saw that you apparently have barbarian skills, well, we could certainly use a barbarian in one of the slightly more impressive. I mean, how does 100 gold a fight sound?
That sounds rad as fuck.
Going to have.
Skull wrestling.
We're gonna get along great. Do you have an agent yet? Maybe.
An agent?
You know, someone to represent you, someone to sort of help keep your image.
Suddenly,
Be there now. Oh, God.
Pennington, are you within earshot? Did you come along?
I did not come in along.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
Never
so
mind then.
sad because he would be the best agent.
Well, Ursa,
I guess
Ursa's
at this point, Benedictus would just come over with, like, conspicuously with his bag of winnings and says, "Well, I suppose this would be my domain."
I'm sorry. I believe I saw you in the crowd.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's my
I,
friend.
Came to
Joe.
support my friend here.
Good to meet you, Joe.
This is my friend Joe.
That's
Should I roll a bluff check?
yeah.
My friend Joe.
No. Dang it. I didn't actually have a chance to get you my backstory, which include this little detail, but Benedictus goes up and says, "Name's Josiah. Pleased to meet you."
And he's not lying, apparently. So
Yeah.
Technically, Benedictus was
Wow.
not his birth name.
Nope.
Ursa guessed correctly.
Joe, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ursa just
So no bluff check.
kind of like shoots a look at him like, oh, holy shit.
I was right.
Wow.
Like, well, good to meet you, Josiah. So I assume you're our friend here's representation.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you found a full-blooded barbarian out in these parts. Not very common in the inner city.
Well, he's a
I
bit
am
of a
from
wonder.
the Skullwrath Mountains. That part is not allowed.
Oh, you're actually from the Skullwrath Mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very wise selling that. That's very good. We might keep that part of the name, but we're workshopping some other ones.
Oh.
But, you know, we might keep a warrior. It might work. We'll see how it plays.
Like I said, she's a bit of a wanderer. I saw her and knew I couldn't let her pass by without getting her involved in some of this action.
Plus, I like totally bashing heads.
Yeah, well, I should warn you, some of the competition in the next one is good. And you're not the only one that we've approached. That Alchemist fellow, we actually pulled him out before he even had a chance to do some of the more some of the competes. We didn't want to give away all that he had in store. He was the guy mixing stuff in the bathtub
Which
earlier.
Dingus?
No,
Oh,
Butch Dingus went home.
Butch Dingus went home.
Oh, okay.
He scared the crap out
No,
of
this guy we've actually been workshopping his name. We're gonna call him the Love Alchemist.
God.
Yeah, but you'll get to fight him later. Don't worry.
Excellent.
Assuming we have a deal.
Yeah, we have a deal.
All right, then we'll give your representation here the information, and you just show up, fight and look
Do your
awesome.
thing.
Exactly.
Be you.
Oh, and save the barbarian rage thing for the big important fights,
Okay.
because that seemed to get the crowd going wild.
Yeah,
All right,
we like that shit.
see you around, warrior.
I'll see you around, nameless person who is very mysterious.
I mention at that point is like, should we need to get in touch?
You're like, yeah. How? Where do you have a particular place we can meet up, or should you want me to suggest a place for us to a sort of neutral area, if you will?
I'll go with your
We can
suggestion. You
All right.
know the lay of the land a bit better.
Do you have access to the slightly upper scale quarter, or are you restricted to the lower income quarter?
We can make it to the upper end should you need us.
No, then I think that there's a nice little butcher shop in there that a cousin of mine runs, and he sometimes gives me access to his freezer.
All right.
I think I could meet you there.
Okay.
Nice and discreet.
Sounds wonderful.
I can get you the name of a butcher in the middle income marketplace. It's probably like Bruce's Butcher or something stupid.
Yeah. So, sorry. What is he saying? Like, is he arranging a specific meeting, or is he?
Yeah,
saying
he wants to like speak with you like tomorrow to work out the details and tell you where to exactly go for the next round of fights. Because
Sure.
it's in a different location,
Okay.
in a lesser known location. So yeah,
I shake his hand and say, "Good doing business with you. I think our warrior here will do quite well in the ring."
all right. As that happens, you actually hear a lot of a bit of a calamity out in the audience. Everyone says, "It's the guards! They're breaking it up!" Like, and that's my cue to leave. And he sort of vanishes.
Let's go, Wrath Warrior. We'll fight any man.
No.
Do not fight the guards.
All right. At this point, I say, "Ursa, Sami, I think that's our cue."
Sami's already left.
I was like, hell no.
Fair enough.
Ursa is just grinning and like she's clearly like a bit dazed and fatigued, but she is like just so happy.
Mhm. All right. So, yeah, good times. You probably evade the guards, I imagine, with not too much difficulty. And even so, they're really just there to break it up and make it look like they tried to do something. So you guys reconvene in Beartopia, where
Yeah.
you
Yes.
discuss your
Ursa,
success.
you asked me about the Josiah thing.
Yeah, because she's definitely like, I can't believe I guessed a name and you like totally were like in on it.
Yeah, about that. Don't know much you know about naming schemes. Benedictus isn't exactly a common one. I took that one was given that one when I was raised by the church.
Yeah, I've known like 30 people in my life, so I don't know anything about naming things. So
Yeah, before
that's
I was,
cool.
before I was in the church, my name was Josiah. Don't particularly have a fondness for it, but didn't want to be caught lying.
Well, I like slinging an arm over her shoulders, like, well, you'll always be Benedictus to me.
Aw.
Thanks.
Oh,
Oh, is she gonna have a drink with that guy?
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna buy a drink?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go find him and like not. It's definitely not a date, or at least if he thinks it is, Ursa doesn't, and it'll be really hilarious.
I get the feeling he thinks it does, and I think this is gonna be hilarious.
Ursa just wants to drink his buddy, who's a half orc from the Skorak Mountains.
Yeah, I mean that could be a good excuse for why you're not there while they're discussing everything.
Yeah, all right.
She's like, I gotta go drink with my drinking buddy.
With Admiral
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Admiral Dynamite. All
It's
right.
like my real name's Earl. I have feelings.
Oh,
That's great. I think most people have feelings.
I know, right?
People think like barbarians are just like rage and anger, but it's like, man, I got a full spectrum of emotions in there, and yeah.
So yeah, you drink, you laugh, you talk about things. You've gotten along with half orcs before, so yeah. He's like, I feel like I can talk to you about stuff. So she made a new friend. That's cool.
Yay!
Admiral Dynamite, aka
Earl
Earl.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Earl Dynamite.
Meanwhile, back at
Back at the farm.
all right, I fill everyone in on. Hey, made 100 gold. Ursa's heading up to the next circuit. She has a manager who looks like me called Josiah.
Ah, yes. Did you want to continue with that job? Because perhaps it might be best if I disguise myself and become Josiah.
Well, I guess
Yeah, I mean,
Sami's just sort of like, I guess you guys could trade off. I mean, if one of you needed to be there, then you can both be Josiah.
As long as you look vaguely like me, go for it.
You can do it.
Yes.
Oh,
Want to make a
Dodeka?
joke, but I can't.
Dodeka has like band-aid all over her fingers. She looks
Aw.
a little frustrated. She's been in the lab working on something. She like won't come out except for meals, and she just
Having a
I'm
little
tired.
difficulty with crafting.
she looks down at her fingers and she's like, they were people once.
Yeah, I'd say at this point the hat of disguise is probably the best bet because that way Pennington can go in without terribly much trouble.
Yeah. You guys
Plus
can
you could
swap
have
off
it-
pretty easily.
Plus, you could have it done by tomorrow.
Is it really that cheap?
Yeah, it's only 1,800 gold. So
Yeah.
if she
Oh, yeah,
spends today working, then she's good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Hat of disguise
what's
is
that?
amazing.
All right. In that case, do you want to roll the DC for it?
Yes.
Fortunately, it is. See, it is.
All right. I'm gonna roll your spellcraft in secret.
Okay, cool.
Are there any positive modifiers we can give her before this happens?
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, she has pretty good spellcraft, and it's not the highest level item in the world, so it's not that difficult. It's just
What are we crafting?
I have disguise.
Okay.
Yep, it is a wondrous item. It is a first level item. So it's probably not too difficult, actually. Hang on.
Yeah, I was actually surprised at how low it was. I was like, oh, great.
Ba-ba-ba. DC is all right. Yep. I know what the DC is now. It's not too bad actually. So this will probably succeed, but you never know. Private roll. Oh dear. You complete the item.
But
I didn't say but.
You said, "Oh dear."
Yes, of course I did.
Dodeka brings the hat down.
Awful.
She what?
Dodeka brings the hat down.
All right.
It actually
What
looks
did you
like
make it look like?
I made it look
If you
like.
can't make a hat, it can be a comb, ribbon, headband, cap, coif, or
Well,
coif.
you can change it
helmet
to
or
make
other
that
headwear.
as part of the.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
just saying,
You would have made it
can
like my
whatever.
headband, right?
It's original form. She made it look like a fancy top hat with some flowers in it, so like it's unisex.
That's pretty conspicuous, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can change it as part of the disguise.
Oh, as part of the. Oh, I see.
It doesn't
Yeah.
stay like that all the time.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
I see these people constantly wearing these hats with flowers in them. I didn't realize it was a trend.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like a very fancy hat.
Dodeka brings
Well,
it down and she's like,
Let me,
my blood and sweat and tears have gone into this. Treat it well, please.
let me experiment.
Hands it over to Pennington.
If I turn purple, it's your fault.
I didn't realize.
Deduct 900 gold from your gold supply, and you put it on.
Yes.
All right. You now look like the disguised Benedictus,
Yay!
exactly like he looked like the previous night when he was introduced as the Josiah.
Well, then.
So it seems to work flawlessly.
You're going to keep using that seems to language, aren't you?
Of course I am. Otherwise, how you guys would be tipped off if you actually did have a cursed item?
Can't we ever know definitively?
What?
Can't we ever know definitively whether something works and
If you use an identify spell.
I use identify on it. I
have
actually
identify?
have that. I have
Alright.
it as a bloodline spell. I forgot.
All right,
I
then
will
you know that it is a. Yeah, whoever casts identify, yes, it is in fact a habit disguise.
oh good.
Yay!
Yes, you successfully crafted it. It was you rolled a, I believe it was adjusted to be a 20, so the DC was 6. You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, the DC was 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
The DC for spellcraft is 5 plus the caster level for the item.
Well, Dodeka, very excellent work here, actually.
She blushes a little. She's like, "Thank you." She looks down at her fingers. I hope to improve. And she brightens up a little.
I actually do have a request of you.
Oh really? She
I
brightens
was
up and
wondering
she's
if
like,
perhaps a trial version of this, and if it turns out well, I would probably request some more, but it's elixir that makes me a little bit more stealthier. It's elixir of hiding.
Elixir?
Hiding.
Did you say elixir?
Yeah, it's a wondrous item, and you actually craft
It's a
wondrous
wonder.
items.
An elixir is a wondrous item.
It's
Yep,
really weird.
it's not an
I know.
alchemist concoction. It is
That's
actually
interesting.
a wondrous item.
That's
I thought that was interesting
weird
as well.
and makes Nuria sad.
Aww.
Is it-
Nuria, we still need
I thought-
all your abilities.
I do look at Nuria. I'd probably be like, I actually did think that you would be the one to be able to craft this, but apparently some sort of weird magical item properties.
This was something I forgot to mention. If you guys wanted to use the gold that you had for picking magic items and instead want to buy spells to know for like wizards, for you, for Nuria and Pennington, if you want to use your gold to buy
Like recipes?
like recipes and stuff, you can do that too.
Oh, yeah, Nuria's gonna do that because there's no item she particularly wanted. She would want recipes to get more extracts.
Yeah. Because
And
like you
components
can
for
get
potions.
access to those in the library, they just don't give them out for free. Is the thing.
Gotcha.
Which is why you needed Octa's permission in order to look up the non-detection spell.
I thought that was because she got banned from by her
Well,
mother.
yes, but typically the Narcissima family would have free reign access to the library without needing to pay the fee. But she basically revoked your name from that list because you want to be on your own now.
How dare I?
I know. So yeah, that's how that goes.
You know, I think Nuria would have used it to get more recipes.
That's fine. You can decide that later. In any case, yeah, you can, if you want to do that, you can find a formula. Well, actually, let me just look that up real quick, see how expensive that would be. Spell level for a level 2 spell is 40 gold. Is the cost for a second level spell to write it down. So not that bad.
Not at all, considering I have 8,000 gold to spend.
Yeah, it gets higher
Of
as time
course.
goes on, but yeah. Actually, wait. Sorry.
Did you lie?
No, that's just the cost of writing it. The actual cost for researching it is apparently 1,000 gold per spell level. Sorry, and it takes a week, so you can hand wave that as the week you spent.
One of the past weeks.
Yeah, like there were 2 weeks, so I can say you can learn 2 new spells based on that cost.
Okay.
1,000 gold per level.
Also, I think some of my extracts aren't listed on my sheet.
On your Roll20 sheet? No, they aren't.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Because blistering invective is on there.
No, it's not yet. So yeah, there are disguise extracts that you can have though.
Yeah. No, what's better?
What's better? What?
Guys, this quest just became way the fuck easier.
Did it?
What?
Yep. Enshroud thoughts. You become warded against the mental prying of others, including the effects of divination spells such as detect thoughts and seek thoughts, as well as enchantment spells like modify memory and memory lapse.
Hell, yes.
It lasts 10 minutes per level.
So an hour.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That is awesome.
That is incredibly useful.
And so great because I really didn't want to spend the money to do that ring. I wanted to make myself a headband.
Yep. So if she can learn that, what level spell is it? So it'll be 2,000 gold. Do you want to retroactively say that you researched it?
I should probably say I'm starting research because it would be like, oh guys, I totally forgot. I have this extract I just learned.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So yeah. All right. So you spend the next week researching it.
Yeah. By the end
Everyone is thrilled.
Yeah. By the end of the week, Nuria will know this extract.
Sweet.
All right. So she's going to be spending the next week both in her bakery and at the library researching this formula.
Yep. Not knowing that the Barbarian is related to Pennington.
Not knowing that at all.
Okay, yeah, so that okay. Yep. That makes things easier.
All right. So you guys are trucking right along. Meanwhile, Ursa's at her date thing. Not really a date.
Yeah.
Pseudo
You guys are bros.
drinking party.
I'm pretty
He's
much
like,
just
I so rarely have friends.
buddy, I'll be your friend. Now, did you say you were from the Skull Rock Mountains, or was that
I have relatives out there. Lots of half orcs over in that area.
I know.
It's one of the few places in this world that they're actually welcome.
Yeah.
Everyone always treats us like garbage.
Oh, I know. I've seen that. Up north, it was all normal because it was just us and half orcs and some of the regular orcs, and then it comes south and everyone's oh, races and stuff, and it's what? I mean, to be fair, I've never seen gnomes or Ifrit until I came south, and it's just really cool. There's so many people in the world, man.
He's like, you have no idea. There's crazy shit I never even knew existed until I moved here. All sorts of weird ass monstrous humanoids and stuff. Oh God.
Oh no.
Stories you could tell about the shit they can pull off.
Oh man.
Kind of stuff you'd only see cool magic users and stuff.
Theater.
Yeah,
With
I don't know.
special
Have you ever
effects.
seen a doppelganger? Those guys are crazy awesome,
Oh,
especially at
I've
parties.
heard of them.
Oh,
No, but we were dealing with tree blights or something, and kobolds and goblins, and there was a lich.
Lich?
Oh no!
No!
I knew it.
There there was a lich field, which is an old term for a graveyard, where there were a bunch of zombies.
Clever girl.
That was good say.
Zombies were gross.
At first he's like, oh. Man, did you hear about those guys, though, that, like, fought the Lich?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Really?
Yeah. No one can fight a lich, am I right?
Well, I guess you're probably right. They're probably a bunch of, like, pansies who just pretend that they did
I
it.
don't know, maybe they did some cool shit. Like, I mean, I bet they were there, maybe, at least, a little bit. But I don't know. I've never met them.
I'm so drunk right now. All right, back to you guys.
Oh my god.
So,
right.
yeah. So, do you guys have any new plans based on what has transpired?
Yes. Who wants to go first? I still haven't gotten all my thoughts.
Because
Yeah,
you
I
are
mean,
moving on up to a slightly more upscale underground fight ring.
Not gonna have
I'd say definitely either Pennington or I, probably Pennington, should go along as the promoter, but I don't think the rest of us necessarily need to tag along just yet.
But I want to go.
When are
Nuria wants to go so bad.
Nuria heard it was so fun.
How soon after the first fight is the next one?
About a week.
Okay, so I'll have the tech box done by then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do this every night because that would be crazy.
Yeah. Well, at this point,
If we,
like some of the-
there's a possibility that any important activity would be going on at this arena, and I could be doing some reconnaissance while invisible until my visibility spell wears off, and I can give you an exact time, and then we could switch off. You go in the bathroom or something, and then I would come out as you.
that will work. And I suppose if it makes sense for anyone to come along, Nuria has roots in the community. It would make sense that she's
They're selling
intrigued.
concessions.
I can sell concessions.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I will sell my bear. Oh wait, no, she's not a bear. But there are bears in Skull Red Mountains.
Little
No.
mountain.
I'll make mountains. Mountain shapes.
Mountain cookies.
Why,
Mountain cookies.
you sure you want to connect your bakery with that particular person?
No.
No, but you could still make like baked goods to sell there. I mean, it would make sense. Your business isn't
Nope.
doing great.
I will
No
make.
themed sweets yet.
Okay.
No themed sweets, but you can still sell sweets.
I'll sell. I can sell.
Or just hand people a croissant and have them go in with the croissant and eat the croissant in front of everyone and be like, oh man, this is a really great croissant. And they'll be like, where did you get that croissant? And they'll be like,
You do have a
"This is-"
coin that'll let you talk to the goblin, the gnome mafia, to ask them if they can maybe see what it would take to get, selling baked goods and such.
True. The next day, not that night, but like the next day,
Yeah, okay.
Nuria will speak with the cool goblin lady.
You want to just do that right now?
Sure.
Okay, and she's a gnome.
No, sorry.
She responds to you through the coin. She's like, "Heard you guys got got your little friend promoted up already. Good job."
Yep.
No, as far as I can tell, no one seems to be the wiser outside of the Gnome Brotherhood, and even there, only a handful of people know about what's going on for real.
Well, that's good.
What did you need from me?
I was going to ask to help keep an eye on things, but also remain, inconspicuous. I was hoping that I could sell concessions at the next fight.
Well, I just might be able to hook something up there. Just as long as no one knows that you requested it from the Gnome Brotherhood, I think we can make something work out. Since you guys have performed rather well so far, I think we can trust you. Is everything okay?
Yep.
These
Super
are very
that way.
durable. I've dropped them several times.
Okay.
So she's like, "Yeah, I think we can probably arrange something." They do tend to sell a few things. You might want to put a little extra something in them, though, to cater to the sorts of people who go to these things. They're not necessarily interested in just,
Okay.
croissants. You might
What
want
kind
to
of something are we talking here?
something to maybe loosen them up a little.
Some panacea?
I think you're speaking my language.
I am also an alchemist.
I've heard that.
Done.
Excellent. You'll be a hit, I promise. Here's what I'll tell you, because we can't actually like put you on the list because that would raise a suspicion.
Right.
But I'll tell you this hint: go up to the bouncer in front of the arena,
Mhm.
give him one of your things. If he likes it, he'll let you go through.
He'll like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's fine. Moving backwards in time a little bit. Who else wants to go to discuss their next plans?
Yes. So Dodeka is not stepping foot near that place. One, she's not going to be very useful there. Two, she's not going to risk showing her face there. Not unless everyone lets her wear the hat of disguise. That's been claimed. So
You can make another.
she could make another, but she would rather try to craft something a little more complicated.
Yeah.
She
Also, where did you get the hat? Not like the magical bits. Where did you get the actual physical hat?
She might have grabbed it from her wardrobe.
Yeah, either that or I imagine she tried to stitch it herself.
It
Which
was
is
kind of
hilarious.
doofy.
So
Just curious. Anyway, I'll
Pennington-
just. Oh, actually, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Pennington would like to buy the following spells.
Okay. Show me what you got. Oh boy. What are the numbers next to them?
Those are the costs.
No, they're not. We just talked about this. The
Okay.
it says that I'm going by the independent research part, just because you guys don't have immediate access to the actual spell books, so you would have to actually do the independent research, like look at books and actually research the spell, rather than copy them from a spell book, because you don't
in
have
that
access.
case, that will be by a considerable less number amount.
Yeah, I don't want to like swing open the door to letting you guys have all the spells.
Okay.
I've made that mistake in
All the
other games in the past.
I take
It
it, I
doesn't
don't
end well.
can't because I'm a sorcerer. I can't do that, right?
No, yeah, that's the other thing. Is that I want to keep like the people who like Amanda at a relatively similar power level as those of you who can learn new spells like this. Especially since we're using the spell point system, which makes it a little bit easier to be like you guys.
I can learn 2 extracts retroactively,
Yes,
and then I'm currently Nuria studying
right,
this next one.
and that will cost you 2,000.
Yeah.
So you have 6,000 spent on 2 other spells.
One.
So
Well, there's 2 items.
Well,
That
disguise
was
self
that.
doesn't really matter if I have the hat.
this is true.
Knock is useful.
Knock is useful.
See invisibility would probably be useful.
Those are second level spells.
No, that's first level spells. They're all first
Knock?
level spells. Except for knock, I think. Well, no, they're second level spells.
Knock, see invisibility, minor image, and disguise self. I think are all second level spells, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I could be wrong. I'm just going by the prices that you listed next to them. Yeah, I think they're all second level spells, except for True Strike and Unseen Servant, of course.
Yeah.
Can I turn any extract into a potion?
No, you can only turn an extract into a potion if it has a target other than personal. I think that's the only other. I think that's the only requirement. So yeah, if it's an extract that doesn't have a target of personal, you can make it into a potion. Otherwise, you can just pass it. You can just create an infusion and give it to somebody.
Oh no, I'm thinking about alchemical allocation,
What does that do?
where you can take a potion or elixir and gain the effects without drinking it.
Oh,
But that doesn't work with an extract. It has to be a potion or an elixir.
I see. Yeah. So, what's the target of the mind foggy one?
Personal.
No. So yeah, you can only use that as an infusion.
Right. But I was thinking Orchid's Drop, which also was personal.
Yep. You can decide that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
You're just asking.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You could take the ocular spell feat.
Anyway, I wasn't done yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amanda.
I'm sorry.
Everyone just started talking about stuff. Anyway, so with Dodeka has actually 2 items to make now. One is for herself, and one is requested via Pennington.
All right.
So let's check. So she'll be working on that.
Which ones?
Circlet of no, not circlet. Headband.
Headband of.
Headband charisma?
Charisma, yeah. Headband of charisma +2.
Is it actually called headband of charisma?
I'm pretty sure it was headband.
Alluring charisma, sorry.
Alluring charisma. Yeah, headband of alluring charisma.
Okay, here we are. Headband of alluring charisma.
So alluring.
Yep, so that is 8th caster level.
Problem is, I
Price
need
is
someone
4,000.
else. Yep. Problem is, I need a cleric to help me make that because.
And you need Eagle
No, it's a-
Splendor?
It's a sorcerer wizard, though.
Yeah, but she
Eagle
doesn't know Eagle
Splendor?
Splendor.
Yeah, but if Pennington was able to test it.
If he learned Eagle Splendor, yeah.
Basically, she needs someone who knows Equal Splendor in order to make this thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, is that on the Alchemist list?
Which one?
Eagle Splendor. Yeah, it's on the Alchemist list.
Yeah.
If you wanted to learn Eagle Splendor, you could possibly. Actually, wait. I don't know if it counts if an alchemist with an alchemist extract. But
Yeah.
It merely says you have to have someone capable of casting the spell.
I'll say it works then, if you want to learn it.
What is it?
It increases charisma.
Okay, so it's helpful.
So you can make me even more bluffy.
Yes, and me even more powerful with my
And you can
spells.
turn it into a potion too, because it has a touch range.
Right. Which doesn't help them necessarily with the alchemical allocation thing, because only I can do that.
Well, true, but I mean, still,
Alright.
it wouldn't hurt for you to have charisma.
They can take it because it's an extract, so I can make it into an infusion.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't need another potion. They would just need that extract.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. I'll do it.
All right, so
You guys want Eagles? What is it called?
Eagle Splendor. So that's a level
Splendor.
2 extract. So that'll be 2,000. That'll be what you spent one of your weeks doing, and it makes sense that your character would have done that because charisma can be helpful, especially in business.
Yeah.
Especially in
Well,
business,
also, if they want it, like Nuria would listen, and be like, "Yeah, I'll make that."
All right. So
Yeah. Also, how much would it cost for you to learn Owl's Wisdom as well?
same amount. Another 2,000. Do you want to learn that one as well?
Well, I want to learn alchemical allocation. I think though.
Okay, then I think she's not going to learn Owl's Wisdom just yet. So
Okay,
she'll still have another 2,000, so she can.
Yeah, I'm. There's so many things.
Oh, I imagine
So
so.
many things.
Alright,
I understand. I just wanted to check.
Yeah. No. Eventually, though.
Alright, so I subtracted the gold amount, and with her elixir, I can make it. So that'd take me like 4 days.
I'm sorry.
So I subtracted the 4,000 from my money,
Oh, right.
and with that extract, I think it took me 4 days. Pretty
Headband
much.
of Allure. The cost was what again?
Oh wait, no, it took me more than that. Hang on.
Headband of Alluring Charisma is 8,000.
So 8 days.
Wait, no, I think it's 4,000. No, yeah, sorry, it's 4,000. So
Oh,
40.
4,000 for +2.
Yeah, that's what you
Oh
want.
wait, did I subtract 4,000? Whoops.
You would only subtract 2,000.
Yeah, I totally subtracted 4,000, so let me add back
Okay.
2,000. Oh,
Alright,
that's
so-
handy. I still got gold to spend.
All right,
Which
I will
is
roll your
nice.
spellcraft check.
Okay.
Okay. Then it
I
is
have
a
to
level.
identify on it because I want to be sure.
Okay. You successfully created it.
Ah, she's so happy.
And it's the headband of Alluring Charisma. So It grants +2 charisma to the wearer.
Yeah.
Yay.
She's so happy.
As
And
most
what
should
did
be.
Pennington want?
Let me send the link.
Alright.
Sorry.
Bugs everywhere.
Nuria has learned Eagle Splendor, Alchemical Allocation.
Nuria.
It's kind of gross, but it's also good.
Backwash.
Yeah.
What
Alchemical-
page not available?
You know what the hell? Pennington will purchase 5 of these off the bat.
Elixir of Hiding. Oh, good. Up the list.
I don't think you can. They're wondrous items.
Elixir of Hiding? I can't look that up. I just did.
No,
No,
she's saying you couldn't pick them up at the magic shop.
Oh, you couldn't pick them up. I thought you asked them to look it up.
Oh, well, how long would these take to craft? Because Pennington would like 5 eventually.
For this, it's only 100. It's only 250 gold, so it would only take 8 hours to make one.
I thought things
8 hours is the minimum.
like potions specifically could take 4 hours.
It said potions, not elixirs. Those are 2 different things.
Right. Okay.
If this is considered a wondrous item, it's going to take 8 hours.
Mhm.
Drinker contains the intuitive ability to sneak and hide, plus 10 confidence bonus to stealth for 1 hour. Yeah, that's pretty helpful.
Yeah,
So,
So if you subtract the gold amount for the costs,
Which is 125 gold per elixir.
she will spend the time making it since you guys are doing this and she's not being particularly useful for it. She might
Is she making
scrap
just
stuff.
one, or how many is she making?
She's gonna make as much as
How much does
Pennington
Pennington
wants to
want?
pay for.
I want 5.
So that'll take
She'll
5.
make 5.
Well, that'll take 40 hours total. So I'll say you can make.
She would get about 3 done before the next fight, since she took
Yeah,
4
okay.
days crafting her headband.
Yeah, all right. That sounds good. Reasonable to me.
Ursa has no idea what's going on.
No, she
Everybody
doesn't.
seems
I
She's
know.
just training. What is she doing with her week?
What?
What is she
Just
doing with her
sewing
week? Are you working on
training.
your costume?
She's making her costume better so that now she has it's like blue and kind of artful, so it's kind of like blue and gray and white, so it looks kind of like a mountain, like on her chest, and then like a not much of a cape, but like a short one, because like she knows don't fucking wear capes ever, unless it's an eagle cape, which is what I'm getting because that's worth it. And
Oh,
other than that, like, yeah, she's like training daily, hanging out with her new orc friend, half orc friend, and also just kind of like digging around and
All right. As you
wondering what everyone's up to.
when you befriend him, you also start to get to know the lower income community a bit more.
Good.
Because they never really fully embraced you before, but now that you're like
Yeah.
kind of a celebrity in a weird way.
And I am totally like owning the persona among them. I'm just like the what was I? The
Skullwrath Warrior.
Skullwrath Warriors, please, at all of her minions.
So do the red eye thing. Do the red eye thing.
Oh, that is reserved for battles.
Aww. I want to see the red eye thing.
If it's a little kid, I will do the red eye thing. If it's a
Little kids like, cool, red eye thing. I'm gonna go eat worms. And so,
I also might be like very subtly like
bye.
dropping coppers on the ground.
Oh,
Like,
thank you,
not-
son.
No, I make sure that I make sure they don't know that it was me because
No.
it's just you're finding coppers on the ground. How interesting!
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, you start to meet some of the more interesting, colorful folks in the lower income area.
Hell yeah.
They're like, man, we don't see a lot of people make it this far, but every once in a while we get to see some, local celebrities make it to the big time.
Yeah.
Although we don't often see them a lot afterwards. They don't usually
you know
like making
what?
trips back.
I really like this city, even if it's got some really weird people in it. But you know what? Yeah, no, I like you guys. I'm gonna stick around. I mean, assuming I don't die, and let's face it, the Skull Wrath Warrior will never die.
Never die.
Never die.
All right.
I am making so many
Please
friends.
never say die.
Never say
Pat, I do make note that while everyone's doing stuff, like during my little crafting breaks, I try to go and like talk with Caltrix, who's probably bored.
Calcris has mostly been keeping himself.
Oh, Ursa makes sure to say hello to him like every day.
And he's like, hey, look what I can do. And he looks like he's doing something with his dragon paws. And he casts magic missile at you.
Oh shit!
He's like, I've been working on this while you guys have been doing stuff.
Oh, good.
What a
She's-
talented little guy.
Yeah. It's pretty rad, isn't it?
Dodeka's proud of him. Like,
Yeah, your family was saying that they didn't think I could do it too, didn't they?
Yeah, well, it was
They
just
thought I was
that
too
one-
dumb. They were wrong.
It was that one snotty dragon in the
And
catacombs.
you know what happened to him? He's dead now. So
That is true. Magic didn't help him, now did it.
I guess it did. Did you guys ever find out who stole that stuff? Or
No.
because you told me about it and it seemed kind of important.
yeah.
Pat, I love that you do this.
Dodeka goes, well,
I imagine the Narcissima
My mother's-
are dealing with it.
yeah, Mama said that she was
The
dealing with it.
Narcissima. The
They want me to
Narcissima.
get
I should have was.
That's what. Oh my god, that's just.
Sorry, Amanda was talking.
Sorry, yeah.
Continue.
just saying, well, I was just saying, Mother said she didn't want me to get involved and that we've done enough, so I'm just gonna let her handle it.
Mhm.
For now.
I just want you to know that whenever Dodeka isn't around, she refers to everyone but Dodeka as the Narcissimas.
Well, all right, that's fair.
Fair
enough.
She kind of likes November as
Yeah.
well. But, like, generally, those parents
Mhm.
and several of those kids are just.
Yeah.
Well, you met her teacher brother. He wasn't that bad.
No, he was okay.
All right.
He was more afraid of Mother, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So, I think we're getting close to doing a gradual stopping point for now. We'll pick up the next game at like her big fight night
In the middle.
against.
In the-
Let me pick her first
Yes.
competition for this one.
Yes.
I think I think I'm gonna go with this one. Your first combatant in this evening. It's not going to be like a full tournament like the other one was, which was kind of like a mini, like, fight until there's a winner kind of thing. This is like more like a wrestling match where it's like, there's like 2 or 3 matches of the evening, and it's for like an overarching competition rather than like.
Oh, okay.
So this is you only have the one competition for this particular night, but it's going to be a bigger one, and it's going to be against Booty Deathbringer.
Oh my god.
Good.
I had a lot of fun with the name generator.
Wow. No.
Amazing.
Booty Deathbringer will be your competition for this week.
I'm not sure if you want to do this week or next, but during the
No,
Pennington's
next.
time off,
Okay. Yeah, we can do it right now.
he wanted to speak to duos about possibly getting some magical instruction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that real quick before we end.
Does Pennington want Dodeka to be there to kind of like introduce him or whatever? Or
He'd be like, well, what do you think, Dodeka? Do you think it would be better if you give proper introductions, or he should know me already by now?
she goes, it might be best. I don't know how he is about giving free lessons is the thing. I mean, he does work for the university and all, and there's certain expectations that are required of him. So I think it might be best if I at least came along. I was going to ask him about if he would mind teaching Cal either. So I might as well come along.
Cal's the sorcerer, so he can't really be taught much.
Well, he taught me.
He's been learning off of you, so that'll be good enough for him. Trust me.
All right.
Plus, I don't know if I think Duos is a wizard, not a sorcerer.
He is, yeah.
So
Both the
anyway.
academic ones are wizards.
It's easier for a
Of
wizard to
course.
learn from a sorcerer than it is for a sorcerer to learn from a wizard, I think.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, that's just what makes sense in my brain anyway. I don't know. So anyway,
Whatever.
so you guys are introduced, and he's just sort of like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. You're a riot."
Yes.
You're
Quite.
probably one of the few of Dodeka's friends that my mom doesn't seem to outright hate for some reason. So
That's always pleasant to hear.
that makes it easier to interact with you. So, what do you need from me?
Well, within the past few months, I picked up a lot of studying in arcane magics.
No.
And there are some things, of course, which I do not understand in my brief stint.
Oh, so you want me to teach you?
Would love instruction, yes.
Oh, yeah, I think we can make that work. Okay. Someone will reach out to you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
All right, and then
You get a call. Are you interested in furthering your education?
Actually, yes.
I was just gonna say Phoenix University.
You basically get you get a message saying that you have been enrolled in the Greyhawk Academy.
And now owe student loans.
Pennington's pretty pumped. He's like,
he gets to go to school. This will end great.
Nuria's just like, and he thinks baking is boring. Let's go to school.
So yeah, you actually do get to attend a couple of classes, and I'll say that since you're new, I'll say you get to learn. If you attend classes regularly, I'll say from the classes you learn one new first level spell per month you spend taking classes.
okay,
For free.
sounds fair enough.
Depending on how well you. I mean, we may role play more school related stuff at some point, and if we do, we might
School
improve your improve your education so you can learn higher level spells. But for now, it's
Guys, we totally forgot about the frat party.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh,
I think
right.
Oh, can you link to the rules for about spell research, by the way?
Okay, let me see if I can do this. Yeah. They're a little bit nebulous, but they're relatively straightforward. Do.
Awesome, thanks.
So yeah, I suppose is there anything else anyone wanted to do before we ended for the night?
I wanted to pick up my Jingasa of the Fortunate Soldier.
Pick up. So you just want to buy it at a store?
Yeah, I don't think the crafting would work terribly well.
You don't want to be locked in a room with November for 20 hours? Come on.
I think I can do without. Plus, the DC would probably be pretty high.
20. So yeah, that would be hilarious. But yeah.
The chances of it being cursed are pretty high.
Yeah, I'll say that you go to that magic store that you guys agreed to, work alongside as a sort of, exclusive business partner. The sort of wormy guy whose name I don't believe I gave him. I might have given him a name. I'll have to check back later. But he's sort of like, oh yeah, I got just what you need. It'll be all yours for 5,000 gold.
I nod and agree.
Like, oh, really? Crap, I should have gone higher.
5,000 is the cost of it, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was 4,000 for some reason.
No.
Oh well.
It is a fatal error. I agree. Gold's on the table.
Damn it! He gives it to Jingasa for 5,000.
Awesome.
Oh, I almost forgot, Pat. When I go with Pennington to visit Duos, I bring the hat as disguise with me, and I'm all excited, and I'm like, look what I made!
He's like, that's lovely. It's
I'm big.
is that Mom's old hat?
What?
Is that Mom's old hat, or you didn't?
If it is, then she gave it to me as a hand-me-down, because this has been my hat for a very long time.
Oh well. It looks nice, I guess.
Just had magic on it already, for crying out loud.
Oh, it's you're crafting magic items now. That's so cute.
Thanks. I thought it would be useful. None of us really craft magical items. I'm trying something
That's
new.
true, but it's mostly because we can buy them. Still, it's very, very impressive. I'm
Thank you.
impressed and am telling you this so that you can feel better about yourself.
Thank you, Duos. You always understood. She spent most of her life essentially with him droning on and on about magic. So essentially, I kind of see him as closer to a father figure for her than her own father, who's just kind of there.
But
yeah.
just like, oh, great, yeah, whatever.
She totally.
If I ever need anything crafted, I'll come right to you.
She's like, oh, good. Yes. Well, I'm working on it. Probably can't do anything too fancy, but you know.
If you want, I can hook you up with some friends of mine from the academy. They might know someone who might be able to give you some instruction.
That would be excellent.
All right, I'll see if I can hook something up. I'll send him over to your bakery or something. We can hook up. Elwood, get out of there.
How dare you?
Duos now has a cat named Elwood. Okay.
Duos has a cat named Elwood now. No.
Elwood, you're in the thing now.
All right. So,
Yay!
I'll get you. I'll send that guy along next time at some point to give you some magic item instruction.
Yeah, I just realized she would want to show off the hat to him because he taught her and be like, "Look, you taught me, and I made a thing."
D&D now.
Is there anything else? Anyone else want to do?
That's it.
Anyone else?
Oh.
All right, then I think that'll do it for tonight. Next week, join us as we see the Booty Deathbringer versus Ursa, and as we delve deeper into discovering the identity of the mysterious boss.
It's Giovanni.
It's not Giovanni. All right.
Fun times.
It might be Giovanni. You don't know. All right. Booty Deathbringer. All right. Later, guys.
All right.